the videos, and there's like a bunch of us just going.
There we go.
Okay,
Hello,
that's
everybody.
that's how long it took to process.
That's how I think it processes before that, though. Yeah, because I've been clipping anyway. Welcome, guys. Hello to our lovely audience. If you are tuning in for the first time, this is Weldport, the Adventure Beyond Sight. We are a role-playing group, and we sort of homebrew stuff from Monsters of the Week and Fate, and we do fun role-playing stories of eldritch horrors and Monster of the Week fun. So that's where
And sometimes our cameras work.
I am going to check Twitch really quick just to make sure that everything is up. Yes. Well, I'm also going to pop myself into it so that there is an additional, person watching. Brilliant. And I know we've been going up at like 102 or 103, so I'm going to wait for just a second for the regular people who are in here to pop in. But if you are catching this on one of our recordings, if you are catching this on one of our other channels that is not Twitch, welcome. If you hop over to Twitch, there are commands you can use to influence the story. You can earn points. We have cool bios of all of the players down in the bottom. And but without further ado, I'm going to give a little recap of last week on the Horror Beyond Sight. So our group of adventurers who have been thrown together were attacked by zombies who didn't really seem to want to attack them, but we've been, kidnapped and body snatched and just generally traumatized by monsters. So we assumed they were here to attack us and we fought them. And they finally just explained that they wanted to talk to us. So we followed them to their weird, creepy underground compound. But these were the nicest biker zombies from the 70s that you've ever met. 10 out of 10 would do that.
To be clear, they became a lot more polite after Mike put a few rounds in them.
That's fair. Although it occurs to me that they said, we want to talk, and we said leave, and they said no, and then we shot them. So,
well,
I think we just need to work on the steps. So like a 5-step process usually has 5 steps.
He showed first, then shouted, then he went non-lethal, then he shot once they started coming out.
It's true. And since they were zombies, it was still non-lethal. So
this is true.
Technically, not an unfair escalation.
I would say that you all did just great, guys. Keep doing what you're doing.
So that's fabulous. Also, hello, Previous A. We would love to see you in the stream. If you like it, stick around. Give us a chance to get into the story. And tell us what you think. Okay, so we found the zombies. We went to go see their leader. His name was Garfield, not like the cat, like the biker guy. And he basically asked us to help lift the curse because they don't know why they're alive. They don't know why they're awake. And they would like to not be awake anymore because they hate eating brains.
They really don't want to hurt people.
They really don't want to hurt people, which is just so charmingly sad. So we are in the process of trying to figure out how to unzombify these people and recorpsify them. And we went and questioned some people in the HOA nearby where they woke up. Found that some specific pieces of these people's beings have been taken. So it's possible that some nefarious magic, it's probable that some nefarious magic is at play here. And that is where we find ourselves. So without further ado, Dan, would you like to continue the adventure?
By all means. Where last we left our intrepid crew, our own personal Scooby gang, you had all reached back to Michael's investigation van. You had maps up of the HOA that you were investigating that had the houses broken into. And the last thing that you noticed before we faded to black was that the HOA itself had been constructed in the pattern of a pentagram.
Hold on real quick. The new points things are up, so just so you guys know, it's
Oh,
working.
hooray! It's actually working, guys. After many weeks of attempting to do this, you guys can all actually alter the story a bit with your points. They're going to work slightly differently than before. Do we want to give a quick primer before we jump all the way in?
A quick primer for everybody. We're using Monster of the Week-ish rules. So there's a command to compel a character to ask an extra question, which is something that we often do, which means you can make, if you have a clue that you're wanting to ask about, or if you're wanting to make us waste a question on being frivolous so that the adventure is harder on us, you can do that too. There's one to add or subtract from our rolls to make things easier or harder. There's one that's very expensive to give someone a luck point, which is basically like a fate point. And then there's a couple more in there as well. So I'll let you guys sort of see how those go. If you want to try them, if you have any issues with the commands, let me know, because it is now saying that you can do it, and I'm wanting to make sure that it actually does the thing.
And some of them are on quite a bit of a cooldown compared to our previous ones, right?
Yes, you won't be able to do them once every 5 minutes anymore. It's more like once every 15 to 30, just because of the pacing of the way this game works. Yeah. So pick
and
your moment.
Should be more impactful, theoretically.
You can add or subtract a point from heroes or from monsters.
Yes, from heroes or from monsters. So if you want to, make us more powerful against the zombie horde, great. If you want to make the zombie horde more powerful and, hideously maim one of us, that's fine too. It's whatever's most interesting to you at the moment. You are the gods of whimsy in this game.
I mean, is it fine with us though? Are we sure we're fine with it?
We all have backup character concepts.
To say, L.
Hey, I'm the keeper right now. I'm fine with whatever happens to you. Speaking of which, we arrive back in the van. With all of you poring over the notes and those schematics. Upon your most recent discovery, how did a lot of you respond?
So we noticed the HOAs in the structure of a pentagram. The 3 break-ins, can we correlate them with any part of the pentagram?
Go ahead and roll me sharp.
That's an 11.
Okay, 11. After spending a strong amount of time looking through the structure of it, the grouping doesn't seem to correlate to anything inherent to the shape itself. You're not getting an additional clue just by looking at their placement relative to a pentagram.
Let's see, and there's nothing correlating to the points of a compass or anything like that. They're just random.
As far as the 3 break-ins, places within the shape, it seems to be 2 off over here and 1 off over here. It doesn't have at least an obvious structure to someone looking very closely at it.
Okay. Well, so someone nearby here is raising the dead for some reason. Who would want to raise the dead?
Well, all sorts of people would raise the dead, Edith. It's sort of a thing that mages do all the time.
Not people who live in HOAs with nice beige houses. That's not a thing that people in HOA beige houses.
Yeah, you pay a lot of money for the security.
It's not necessarily people in the HOA. Whoever organized the HOA, whoever created it, was the one who planned this out. I'm going to start trying to figure out if I can figure out who started the HOA.
Rose would like to help. She's got a special affinity for finding stuff on the internet.
Here.
Okay.
Here's my computer.
Google the history of the HOA. Is that what we're doing?
Sure.
Actually, she wants to see who's running it currently.
Okay, you got it. Go ahead and roll me that sharp. The purest answer to what you are requesting will, of course, be obvious, but let's see if you get more.
Oh, you muted yourself.
Yep, I did. I forgot to pull up my character sheet. 1 second.
I forgot to pull up my little cheat sheet.
Okay. Sharp is a 0, so it doesn't matter. I got a 9.
9, okay. So you are able to determine that the owner of the person who provided the structure and set up the HOA as it stands is one Gerald Rockwell. He is a real estate developer. He and his wife, Amelia Anderson Rockwell, are both involved in its day-to-day operations. However, Amelia is currently the president of the board and responsible for many of the executive structurings. Although half of the money or over half of the money that goes into organizing and upkeeping everything that isn't like community projects is down to Gerald.
Well,
So-
I think we know who's next on the talk to list. I do mean talk to, not what we did with the zombies.
We can't just shoot people. That involves the police.
Right. Well, yeah. So,
Yeah.
Amelia and Gerald. If nothing
have-
else, they would know why it was built in this shape, right?
If
Maybe.
they are behind building this shit, they're probably not going to be very forthcoming about it. I'm going to start doing research on them, see what I can figure out about them, any sort of police record, any sort of, where their money came from, family history, that sort of thing.
Okay, go ahead and make your roll.
So an 8.
An 8. You are able to determine that Gerald's money came from real estate development, and Amelia's money from before they were married came largely from savvy investment in some startup apps, as well as having a hand in real estate herself, though she was more on sales end.
Can I tell how well she beat the market by? I mean, did she have any bad investments? Or did she always hit home runs?
Based on what you've got, she's only got positive press out there.
Well, that's kind of what you'd expect anyway. But is there?
It's not unusually positive press though, right? Like it's just regular positive.
Not supernaturally or anything, and nothing that suggests that every decision she's ever made was pure godly intellect. But she does seem to have been quite successful.
Okay.
And you don't find any obvious record of missteps.
Well, what if we just continue the journalist student tack and say that we're doing a thing on local business leaders?
Yeah, I don't see why we couldn't. It wouldn't be unusual or weird, and as long as we don't straight up ask, did you raise dead people from the ground, she'll probably answer a ton of questions.
Yeah.
Should I turn into a perfectly average college student again?
I think that's a good idea.
He goes back into his hemp sweater wearing board shorts and real matted, messy hair, kind of some zits look.
Hey, Rose, when you go in, put this underneath a table, stick it there. It's a listening device. I want to listen to what they say after you two leave.
Okay, I can do that. And she tucks it into her bag.
All right, sounds good. How hard are you trying to hide it? Are you just really burying it in there? Or?
Am I supposed to keep it on me, or
No.
am I supposed to stick it in there?
When you have a chance, put it like under a table or something, so we can listen after you two leave what they're saying about you two.
Okay. Then yeah, she just kind of sets it in her purse somewhere she could easily grab it if she was like, say, getting a notepad and a pen out of her purse.
Okay, fair enough.
In the
Right.
little zippy pocket that you're supposed to put your phone in.
That no longer fits any phone ever
It
because
no longer fits anything. All it would really fit is a set of earrings at best.
Okay.
Dan and I might not have a whole lot of experience with purses, just so you know.
That's fair. I can get one and show you. I have several right here.
I have helpfully held one whilst people go into the bathroom. That is about the extent of my knowledge.
Okay, well, the inside, there's usually a pocket that's like this big. It's supposed to hold your cellular device.
Okay, it's in there. You got it.
Edith doesn't have a purse.
Rose
right.
definitely does.
Mike doesn't.
All right.
Mike has a van.
So Rose is going in.
You want to go by yourself, Rose? You know what, Rose? I don't think the last people liked me very much. So maybe you should do this by yourself.
I can talk to people. I'm really good at that.
All right.
I'm
What if
not
you're
good at stabbing zombies, but I am really good at talking to people.
Well, I mean, if you need anything, if something gets weird, say kumquat.
Okay.
How in the
Let's-
bloody hell is she going to work in kumquat to normal conversation?
I mean, if stuff's gone weird, does it matter if I still keep the normal
Let's
conversation?
just say cold. If something's weird, just say cold.
Like,
And if things go really bad, just start yelling help and I'll come in. That means I'm coming in guns blazing.
Okay.
Cold just means I'm coming to interrupt things, give you a chance to get out of there.
No, it's straight up an interview. I can do this.
Yeah. Cold will mean I'll be a distraction, come knock on the door.
And I've got the steering wheel of the van. We can be out of here in 30 seconds.
Cool.
And I'm going to change into contractor gear.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm envisioning the back of Mike's thing is just like this conspicuous closet, and in there is like there's a tux, and there's like a rat killer suit, and there's like an electrician
you
suit.
Like
do
a
see-
whole
You do
wardrobe.
see these guys coat and tie is wearing. There's also like a plumbing shirt, a general contracting shirt, an electrician shirt. You see with name tags on them, and he's done this quite a bit before. So.
Before I go in, what exactly are we trying to get them to say? Like,
Well, I mean,
because I can't
What?
just ask them, did you build your community in the shape of a pentagram to raise dead people? It's probably not going to go well.
what if you ask them about the
Like
innovative design? Don't business people like innovation? Isn't that a good word?
Nope, that's perfect.
Innovative design and what's around here and why this place on the map, and
You can also ask them about what a typical week's like for them. See if they can tell you if they did last week.
The
Okay.
man up on the businessmen up on the black stage with the red screen on it, they say synergy a lot.
Right. Why'd we
And-
get the synergy of this place?
Just so you're aware, I'm not an expert on magic, but pentagrams are usually used for summoning things more than undead, and they're also symbols of protection, usually to either keep something trapped in it or protect someone who summons something else. So I don't know.
Right.
This could be innocuous. But
you could
probably
also
not.
ask them if they go to church.
Okay.
And and ask them
What?
Ask them if they've heard of it about a rise in crime.
Perfect. She's like writing notes quickly down.
Oh,
She's
You know, I have just a sneaking suspicion here that they're probably not going to go about incriminating themselves too hard.
Right. We're just trying to get anything that would suggest that they know anything about this.
Yeah, all right. Well,
Hey.
I trust you, Rose.
Hey, Mike,
Yes.
while Rose is doing this, what if how quietly could you break into a house? Like, surely they have a weird basement if they're raising the dead.
If they do it at their house, I don't
I
know if
mean-
they're the type of people who have. They seem like they have enough money to have an off-site facility, that sort of thing.
We'll never know unless we actually look.
Let's first see how this goes.
Right. Cold is the I need help word, and help is the I'll come in guns blazing word. We got this.
Okay.
All right. Shall
Oh,
we be
cool.
getting you there then?
Yep.
Question: is their house in the HOA or is it outside
is.
of the pentagram? Okay.
It is within the HOA.
In
In
a
any particular area of interest, like the
Near the
center.
center. Near the center.
I hate that a lot.
While she's in there, I'm going to start figuring out who lives near them.
Okay, sounds good. All right, you drive on over, parking nearby, and Mike, you can go ahead and just give me the roll. We'll actually hop onto it later.
So a 9 for the sharp.
All right, sounds good. Rose, you approach the house.
Yep.
Okay, it is much like all of the other houses in its neighborhood. It is pristine. It is lovely looking, charming in its own way, and precisely like 90% of the other houses on this street. It has, just the small, like knee-high fence in back that many of the others do. It's not relatively harsh looking or intimidating. But something does feel a bit eerie about this whole street.
Cool. This is fine. She's just gonna, if they have a doorbell, she'll ring it, and if not, she's gonna knock on the door.
Okay. After a few moments after ringing the doorbell, you hear I think we
sorry.
know the other one.
No.
We're confusing ourselves even in image now.
Not just name anymore. Also, my face is so fuzzy. Why is it so fuzzy?
I was gonna say your camera's really fighting you. Are you sure you're on your webcam and not your computer cam?
I don't have a computer cam. It's a
Oh.
desktop.
Well, we need you.
Well, it just doesn't like me. That's okay.
Microfiber cloth.
Microfiber cloth. I don't have one. I'm sorry I'm fuzzy, everyone. I hope I'm not too painful to look at.
It
Or
wouldn't be
normal,
Uncanny
at least.
Pros if we didn't have some tech stuff.
Regardless, after you've rung the doorbell, you hear the click, click, click of heels on wood paneling, and the door swings open. On the other side, you see a blonde woman, about 5'10", though much taller thanks to the pair of black stiletto heels she is wearing. She has a very smart business suit. She is blonde with icy blue eyes. How tall is Rose?
She is 5'9" without her heels, but she'd be in heels today.
Okay, got it. So you're more or less on a plane with her.
Not so much shorter than her that she's like, hello.
Got it. Hello?
Hi, my name is Rose. I was hoping to chat with you a little bit about the HOA.
Oh, certainly. Of course, Rose. Might I ask where you come here from?
Of course, I'm from the university. I'm working on my journalism, and I'm hoping to get better.
I'm sure you're doing great. Would you like to come in?
I would love that.
All right. You go have a seat at the dining room table, all right? Do you need any water? Or even a cup of wine?
Water would be fine. I'm afraid I'm not old enough for wine yet.
What a prim and proper young lady you are. I'll be right back with a cup.
Okay. And she'll make her way to the dining room table.
Okay. The house feels a bit like Spartan and spare, but there are all of the sort of accoutrements you would recognize from a pair of career people. There's like business cards, waiting about in a little clip near the front with some fake flowers under a mirror. You know the type.
Right.
All of the flooring is wood. The interior walls are white. There is a fireplace. Seems to be gas. And it is immaculately clean. If you do not take any immediate actions, she'll be back in a moment with water.
I think she'll just sit down. She's not ready to make a move yet.
Okay. She walks back, leans over you, and places the water next to you.
Thank you so much.
Of course. She goes and sits down across the table. So, Rose from the university, how can I help you?
Well, I mean, first, it's just an honor to meet you. You're honestly an incredible woman who's obviously handled this very well.
I'm a second grade businesswoman at best. I just got lucky with some investments. You're flattering me.
Disagree. You and Gerald, your husband, honestly, you handle this so well. It's a huge community to run.
Mm-hmm. If you don't mind me asking, what prompted the visit?
Well, I mean, if I'm being perfectly honest, I did hear about the break-ins, but I am a little bit more interested in your innovative design. The community is such a unique cornerstone of this place, and I was kind of hoping to get a little bit more information on why it was built like this.
Oh, well, I've done my best to make this just a safe, open, and available community to its residents. I have done everything in my power to make sure that we have the proper security, as well as all of the amenities that one would expect of a community of its type without that sense of oppression. You know, I've lived in HOAs before this one. I've even worked in management, though I was not on the board. And you always get this sense that everybody's fighting over everything. Like, I don't know. There's all of the people who have been on the board for like 40 years, and they're all of differing opinions. How hot should the pool be? You know, is Mr. Jensen allowed to leave his grass uncut for quite so long? And I've attempted to do my best to turn this into more of a healthy, non-toxic place to live, where we can all get along. I've done my best to foster very pleasant relationships with everyone on the board.
Can I ask, how do you manage such differing views? You know, Wheelport's pretty split down the middle between traditionalists and newcomers. How do you go about dealing with that?
It's all a matter of knowing what buttons to press, dear. You know, it's all about understanding people, their wants, their motives. I can see right through people half the time.
I mean, that's a gift, I guess. I can't say I have the same.
You know, you didn't tell me. How did you get past security?
Oh, the school called ahead and they said that I could just roll up and ask for an entrance.
Oh, really? I didn't actually get that call.
I don't know what to say. When I pulled up, I let them know who I was and they let me in.
Absolutely. I'm sure it was a mistake. Go on with your questions.
So, of course, can I actually ask what it's like for the day-to-day around here?
Certainly. I usually start off my own day with a brisk workout at our neighborhood gym. And for much of the rest of the day, from about 8 a.m. until 6 p.m., I'm in the office managing all of our various contractors and residents and any issues that might come up.
And your husband?
Gerald has his hobbies for the most part. You know, he makes his money in a less active sense. And He does his best to stay out of the way. He's a lovely sort like that. But he's always trying on something new. You know how some men are. They just get antsy when they stick to any one thing for too long.
Mm-hmm. And I hate to ask the obvious question, but do you have anything to say about the break-ins?
I do. As much as I have attempted to contribute in my own small way to the safety of Wellport and all its residents, it seems difficult to keep up. I've done everything in my power to increase security, make my residents feel at home here. But somehow folks just keep getting through. I'll admit to feeling that law enforcement really does need to pick up their end. We're doing all we can out here, and all sorts of people just slip through the cracks.
Could I ask why you would choose to have the community so far out of town?
People pay for exclusivity, Rose. That's what it comes down to. This is a special place for special people. And they don't like it when people get too far into their own business.
Of course. Well, do you have any other comments you'd like to add for the article?
You know, I think I'm good, dear.
Of course. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm sure you're very busy. So I'll be going then.
Are you sure? I could put something on. I was just about to eat in a little bit.
Oh, no, I couldn't, but I appreciate it.
All right, dear, let me show you out.
Of course. And as she's getting up, she's going to accidentally knock the water over.
Oh, darling. How clumsy. Let
I'm
me help.
so sorry. Oh my God. And as they're trying to clean it up, she's going to try to stick the Mike's thing to the table, the underside.
I think that's probably cool.
Yeah, probably. But that's okay, because I think I'm okay at that.
All
She
right.
says before she rolls. Okay, we're probably fine. 8.
8. Okay. All right. You find a place to stick it on the bottom of the table. You are able to quickly understand that while it is placed there, if anyone was to go and take a clean look at the bottom of the table, it would be visible.
Right.
But otherwise, it would probably skirt beneath their notice.
Cool. She's gonna help clean up, and she's like, I'm so sorry. I've always been a little bit clumsy.
No, don't worry about a thing. This is my mess. You just see yourself out then?
Of course. I'm sorry about the trouble.
Have a wonderful afternoon. It was lovely to meet you.
You too. And she'll kind of hurry towards the door.
Okay. Sounds good. Do you look back at all?
I don't think she could help herself. She probably glances back.
Okay. As you do, she is still leaning over, putting the glass back up on the table, but the look on her face directed very clearly at your back until you turned was one of direct and unsympathetic suspicion.
She kind of nods and she's like, thank you again. And she'll leave.
Okay.
And then she's texting Edith the whole walk back to the car, like, "Oh my God, there's something up. I messed the whole thing up. It's all bad."
I'm sure it's fine. Everybody loves you. You're adorable and you're perfect. And you probably just knocked something over. And they were like, "That's adorable."
I did knock something over, but it was not. It's adorable. And she'll kind of hurry her way back to the car.
All right. And during this, just so I have the exact phrasing you used, what were you looking up again, Mike?
Who else lives close to them? With the people in the center of the community, especially their neighbors on either side, who they are.
From what you can tell, they aren't even board members directly next to the house. After searching it around for a while, you are unable to establish a direct pattern other than that there are some videos on the website and stuff of them having like cookouts and things of that nature with their neighbors.
And I was listening with the listening device in the purse. She said she works from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the office. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
What time is it now?
Currently, it is earlier than that. But this was a weekend that we were starting out on. It was like the beginning of the weekend, and that was why Edith was going crazy on her homework.
That's right.
All right, Rose arrives back at the van.
She is super creepy. The whole conversation, I felt like there was something super off.
That's what it sounded like. I was hoping your husband would be home so
And
they'd
then
talk after you left. But
We could have
I was
snooped
going
around.
to ask to talk to him, but it felt like if I stayed even 10 more minutes, either I was going to end up on a wanted missing persons poster or I'd be dead. So she's super intense and she definitely knows something is up.
Well, how do we make her tell us?
I don't know, but I have a feeling we're not going to be unnoticed in the community for much longer.
let's head back to the house. She might not even be part of this zombie thing. She could be a whole nother level of strangeness.
She said some really weird stuff about the community. I don't know how much you guys heard, but her talking about the exclusivity and how it's for a certain type of person. It just feels weird.
Do we think that people whose houses were broken into were maybe not the right kind of people?
That's what I'm wondering is like, what if they're the normal people in a not so normal community? I don't know how possible that is. I mean, I just figured out there were not so normal communities, but
Well, that means that they could be in danger.
I mean, they weren't harmed and nothing was actually all that stolen from them.
No, but their hair is gone, disappeared by zombies in the middle of a community that looks like a pentagram.
Let's get back to your house.
Okay. I have the old couple's phone number. If we feel like something's off, we can call them.
What do we tell them? The HOA president's creepy?
No, we could tell them
invite them to dinner and
there's
stall
an
them while you
tiger.
guys
Get out of your house.
Yeah. We'll figure something out, but let's go back to the apartment, the house, and go from there.
All right.
All right, you guys drive out. As you are reaching the gate, you see the guard that you passed on the way in currently on his walkie-talkie, and his face is like terrified, pale, and he's sweating a bit as he watches you drive away, like eyes glued to the van the entire time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. This isn't over by any means.
Yeah, I'm going to try to find someplace secluded and take off the Washington State plate, I guess the Montana plates, and put on the U.S. government plates.
Okay, got it.
When I park the vehicle near their house, they're not going to come by and see that?
No
There's,
more.
there's more levels of stuff you guys are seeing. He pulls out his van, gets news to the license plates, put them on. Just
It's
like
it's a
he's done it
heavily
1,000 times
forested.
before.
It's a heavily forested area near here. You're able to find some place to drive off and do it. All right. And other than that, straight home.
Well, wait. We're right here by where the zombies were raised. What if we look to see if there's any clues by where they were?
I mean, we're here.
We can look for motorcycle tracks.
Well, they got the. I'm thinking evidence of the spell.
Right.
Well, we might be able to help out a little bit.
Right. There was evidence of some sort of tracking spell at the house. Wouldn't there be some sort of raise the dead tracking? I don't know.
Roanoke. Let's go. And I grab Rose.
Okay, we're going.
I'm not quite sure what direction they said that this was, but I figure it's a big circle. I can just walk in a circle around.
Are you going to the graveyard?
Wasn't the graveyard nearby?
It is nearby. So is the Harley Davidson dealership.
It would
Yes.
be the graveyard.
Going towards the graveyard.
It'd probably be quicker if we drove there.
There.
It's,
Rose kind of pulls Edith back into the van.
we'll drive down to the graveyard.
Okay, sounds good. You drive down to the graveyard, and it is, in comparison to much of the rest of the town, it is a fairly nice place. It's still in the way that good, respectful graveyards are. There are big willow trees and such. Or I'm sorry, I'm not a botanist. I don't actually know what sort of trees grow best on the northwest coast. But
All sorts of trees.
big shady trees. There's a church at the center of it, along with a mausoleum, and rows upon rows of graves. Most of them quite simple headstones with few standouts.
Well, let's look around.
I mean, it's daytime, so we split
Right.
up, cover more ground.
Much less scary. Yes, we can split up. But teams?
Oh, whose team am I on this time? Wait, I know.
Would you like to go with someone else, Rory?
No, I'm fine. Why did you get a different impression than that?
I mean, because you're being sarcastic. You can go with other people.
So
I'm fine wherever, really.
Mike, can you and Rose go? And I will take Rory, who's in a mood.
Sure.
let's do it.
I think we're looking for rather simple headstones for the biker gang. I thought they had. Actually, I wonder if there's a city section that takes care of the people without relatives.
There's also
Maybe
not.
first.
Is there, as we're looking at the graveyard, is there any apparent area that's looking like it's under construction or something? Because there's been a huge.
It's a big plot, but if you do you just drive around the whole graveyard to get an idea of it, since you didn't have a layout of where the zombie rising took place?
Okay.
If you drive around for a while, you are able to see that some of the dirt does look disturbed, but others of them just look like they have fresh clumps of grass put down, like new rows of it put down on top of them that hasn't quite grown clean with the others.
Okay. And there's nothing else apparent. There's no actual empty graves.
Nothing torn open. They would have tried to leave, other than ones that are currently being prepared. You don't see any violent wreckage from the graves being opened a few weeks ago.
The police said they're trying to keep things quiet, so they probably have at least covered them up. There will be, it should be fairly obvious the graves which were replanted rather recently.
Yeah, there were disturbances that are obvious.
Okay. So, I mean, should we stop at one of the disturbances and look around?
Okay.
And I guess, have we seen several of them?
Yeah. All in the same place, mostly.
Oh, fabulous.
Let's compare the dates to it. Should all have the same date of death.
No,
yeah.
you can even split up.
Yeah, looking around at them, you see a group of graves that are all same date of death, that seem to have at least some recently disturbed dirt around them, and they have very little information other than that. It seems almost uniform, the degree to which they are all just simple rote gravestones.
Why don't we give Rory a little room? We'll keep an eye out for anyone coming so we can try to explain if he's doing anything suspicious.
He cracks his knuckles and says, all right, got my book. Let's try and give it a shot. But if you can, just try and keep it down. This thing needs utter concentration. And as he opens his book, Rose's phone starts to go beep beep beep.
I'm so sorry. Oh my god. And she quickly answers it. She's like, hello.
And on the other side of that phone, there is a Thomas.
Rose?
Thomas.
Is that you?
That is me. How's
Holy
it
crap,
going?
it works.
Is that regular, Tom?
It's regular, Tom.
Oh, shit.
This is so cool.
Yeah.
You're there. You're at the other end, and this is real and not a recording.
Mm-hmm. Here, I'm gonna put you on speaker so everybody can hear you. Okay?
Everybody?
Everybody. And she'll put him on speaker. She's like, it's Thomas.
Hi.
Oh wow. Hi,
Hey,
hello.
Thomas.
You doing all right, pal?
What is going on?
You tell us.
Oh, you saw the
Where are
house,
you?
did you?
Yeah. I was worried that, I didn't want to be paranoid or anything, but, we all kind of met each other because of something like this, and I was a little bit worried that something else like that had happened, and this time I'm not already on the island, and hi.
We kept him contained to the yard. It's fine.
Yeah, we're totally okay. We're at a graveyard investigating zombies.
What? Huh?
Yeah, it's kind of a long story. We'll bring you in. Where are you right now?
I'm back here. I was just looking around. I have a phone. I had to figure out how to make it turn on. I'm sorry.
No, you did great. You called and we hear you and it's awesome.
Can-
Did you guys know you can plug cords into these things and the meter goes up and not down?
Yes, I did know that.
Because that's wild. I mean, where I come from, the meter pretty much only goes down, right? You use stuff and you can use it less. This is wild. What a world we live in.
Rose, can you talk him through how to drop a pin, maybe, so we can go pick him up?
Yep. I can totally do that. Wait, are you just at the house?
I'm not wearing a pin, but I could find a pin. You guys have a lot of pins.
Thomas, are you at my house?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Well, that's where he is. Are we going to go pick him up?
We'll be there as soon as we finish this, and take us maybe half an hour to get there.
I'll wait.
From here, like 40 minutes, yeah.
So we'll be there in less than an hour.
I'll wait. I'm good at waiting. I'll wait.
All right.
Cool. Just hang out. We'll be there soon.
I can do that.
All right. Cool. Bye.
Okay.
And then
And-
we text Tom, and she's like, "You did great. Talk soon."
And Rari will attempt to divine a few things. Oh, he rolls quite well. He rolls well enough that after 4 minutes of concentration, he says, okay, all right, so whoever did this, it was real rush job amateur work. Like, if I was trying to raise a zombie, I don't know if I could have raised a whole biker gang's worth of them. I don't have that kind of, like, power on hand in a pinch. However, I'd have done a cleaner job of it, and I think I'd have had more control over him than whoever did this managed. This is someone who's unfamiliar with the art trying something real big.
Okay. Well, but what do they want? This doesn't make any sense.
I don't know if I could determine that from just looking at the spell itself, other than they were trying to raise zombies.
I was gonna say,
Is there anything else?
Could?
Is there anything else you can determine from right here, or can we get back to the house and link up with Thomas?
Why?
Did they leave anything that we could track them with?
The zombies?
No.
Oh, no, the
What
caster.
person- Yeah.
I'll give it one more shot. After that, I don't know how much information I'll get.
I mean, could we also do an old-fashioned, we're looking around to see if there's scraps of fabric?
Yes, but it has been over 2 weeks.
Fair.
We'll
see what you rolled, and then...
I mean, better than I'd honestly intended to. After poking around at it for a little bit, he says, okay, well, this is hard to explain, but it does smell like the place with all the White Houses in it. I think that they're from there, if that weren't
Okay.
obvious.
Well, yeah, but I mean, at least it confirms it. We've got to go get into that lady's basement.
Well, let's get Thomas, and then we'll do it. It'll be fine. We can break into somebody's basement.
We're doing crimes.
Why don't we do it between like 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. when she's at the office?
Because we'd have to wait
Because
for
we have
2 minutes.
classes.
I
Also
don't.
that.
You have classes all day? What kind of college students are you?
Good
An
one.
Edith sort.
Solid B ones. Anyway, well, I mean, I guess we could wait. But what if she does it again?
I don't know. It sounded like Rose's everything didn't go quite as well as she meant it to.
And
If
now
we
we've
held
seen
off
her.
for a while, it might not turn out great. Like, whatever y'all want.
I think
Well, I
also
get that too. The longer we give her, the more time she has to prepare for it.
we also need to figure out how to put these zombies back in the grave. And if she does raise more zombies, we're working towards that. It'll help us with the next set of zombies she raises.
Okay, let's go back to get Tom. And then let's see. I mean, from everything she said, it sounds like she's the kind of person who could be bought off, maybe. Like, she's not doing this for some delusions of grandeur. She's doing this literally so that she can make the place more exclusive somehow, which I don't know how zombies play into that, but
Assuming she's the one doing it, she's just weird. She could be weird for a whole nother reason. Her
I'm still
husband's
worried
like
about
Playboy
the
is
people who lost stuff. We got to go get Thomas. Can we be driving?
let's head back to the house.
All right, sounds good. It's a 40-minute drive. I assume there's more like discussing the plan and such all throughout. Without definitive conclusions reached, you do eventually find your way back to the house where
And
Thomas
we
will
call
wait.
Thomas and bring him up to speed so he knows what's going on.
Okay.
Hey,
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Tom. Hello again.
What happened? I don't think I was gone that long, and there was another. This.
Mostly, for the record,
Who's outside?
weird stains and grotesque-looking fluids outspilled across the lawn.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It
gross.
doesn't smell very good either. And usually you guys, this place smells pretty good. A
Oh,
lot
thank
better
you.
than the hotel room.
Thank you. I put potpourri.
He did. It was good
So,
potpourri.
he like pokes a stain with his foot. Who died?
Oh, that's a funny
biker
question.
gang from
That's a
the
funnier
gang.
question than you think it is, Tom.
Okay.
Let's all go inside so we don't discuss
Yeah.
this out on the front lawn. I'm taking my computer with me.
Your neighbors are nice. They smile and wave at me sometimes.
They're fine.
They're
Half,
okay.
half of them are high college students.
I was going to say, I don't know that they actually know it's
Is
you.
that why one of them asked me if I had any bud?
It's certainly why they didn't notice anything that happened earlier.
Well, that strikes me as a net asset.
I'd agree.
It
Drugs,
worked
a
out.
net asset.
It's good to see you guys. I missed you.
Oh, we missed you.
Let's go back in. Let's figure this out because we may be doing crimes.
We haven't decided on that.
No, that's why I said maybe doing crimes.
Mike already does crimes. That's what he does.
Well, he does
I have
investigating crimes too.
I operate more of a gray area. I'm going to start trying to track down more I can about her husband, Gerald Rockwell.
Yeah, she kept focusing in on that he doesn't stay focused on something for too long.
Yeah.
And it's just a very weird detail to give a random college student.
Guys, he's dead.
Well, she kept saying that he keeps trying things on, and all I could think is that he's trying on necromancy.
What? Huh?
So we met this creepy old lady who's the head of the whole HOA, and she
Okay,
told
she was
us
like
about how
probably 35.
she's
Not that old.
She's an old lady, and she has made the entire HOA so that it can be this lovely exclusive place that keeps out people who she deems are undesirable. And she gave Rose the creeps. Good people don't give Rose the creeps.
That's very true. We have a pretty good radar on people.
I understood.
I gave Rose the creeps when we first met.
You did, and you still do a little bit, but we're working through it.
Also, I was kidnapped. This
Already
time,
Kidnapped.
by zombies, but they were very good zombies after we figured out that they weren't fighting us. And also,
No, they were fighting us.
When was he kidnapped? I just talked to you like a day ago.
oh, I know. Don't worry. It was a real short one this time.
He was kidnapped this morning getting coffee.
Oh, okay.
They got me back. They kicked the crap out of me, but only because I was biting them.
Okay.
Could you make sure we have Find My Phone app on Thomas's phone so we can just
And on
Just
Barley's too.
on everyone's?
I mean, I only understand like half of these words. Is this going to be one of those situations where I hit people, or is this one of those situations where I don't hit people?
Currently, it's a don't hit people.
Got
we
it.
don't know
May
who to
progress
hit.
to the other.
I can work within that binary.
We don't know for sure who to hit, but I think it's the dragon lady.
Well, after the last day or so, I have a lot of stuff to work through. So just give the word, and I would be happy to switch modes.
Are you okay?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. So, what are we gonna do?
What kind of online presence does old Gerald Rockwell have? Where is his business?
He is about 12 years older than Amelia. He has stuff up for his businesses and such. But anything like
LinkedIn profile.
he certainly does. Though anything regarding his own ventures and everything stopped updating a few months ago. And
Guys, he's dead. She killed him. He's trying on different bodies.
Edith, just relax.
Okay, but what if she is though?
Let's-
Like raising her husband from the dead.
that'd be neat.
Can I find the last entry, the when's the last time there's any sort of evidence he was alive?
There are some posts to his Facebook and such, up to like 3 weeks ago. But it's mostly just like, sorry to cancel again and not show up at the pool party, everybody. Business calls.
What if I called her and asked for an interview with him?
Should
Somewhere
be able to-
public, preferably, but
I mean, that could be fascinating. Who knows who would show up? This is textbook Netflix documentary about horrible serial killers.
I'm having a hard time getting past the necromancy part.
yeah, we're figuring it out as we go, but definitely there are for real zombies, so
If it were her, she weren't too good at it. I'm not completely convinced that whoever did that spell was in complete control of everything that went down, or at least how it went down.
Well, the magic of the
What?
dead is really not the realm to be playing with
Wait-
amateur
wait a minute.
theatrics.
Wait a minute. Let's go with this theory that she is trying to raise her dead husband.
No, she killed him and she's trying to raise a better substitute because he was unacceptable.
Okay, either way, I don't think the first choice for her new husband is going to be a bunch of bikers. So maybe
no, but she's got to practice.
this is either a trial run or something went wrong when she tried raising her husband or her new husband. We need to figure out who went into that graveyard recently.
Well, and why they needed hair from 3 random people in the neighborhood.
Well,
Yeah, Thomas?
I mean, you got to think about people who use magic use it to accomplish something that they otherwise could not, right? More or less tracks. So you've got this person who raised biker zombies. She did that to accomplish something that wasn't a throwaway. You can't assume it was. Magic is too hard. It costs too much of the caster, especially black magic like that. Maybe the answer's with the guys.
You could ask the zombies what they know about her.
Or what she had them do.
They didn't know where they came from, though, and they didn't have very good memories of the night that it happened, unfortunately.
Yeah, they have pretty rough memory.
We know they broke into 3 houses. They took the hair of one guy. They took glass with the blood of another guy.
No,
and
wait.
We're not sure
We're
that
not
was
sure
them.
the
We think it
zombies
was.
did that.
Well, that would sound like the preparations for a ritual.
But like the way that they broke into the old lady's house, like there were easier ways to break in, and if I was a zombie, why wouldn't I go for the easiest way? They chose a very small window and didn't leave really any traces behind.
Well, you
Are we
met
sure
the
it's
zombies, right?
Right, they're super klutzy and very dirty.
So
But also pretty nice.
Very nice though.
wouldn't
Lovely
it,
folks, other than the kicking the shit out of my ribs.
they're
Rory,
breaking
you pick
into, they're breaking into homes to take hair, blood. It just sounds like ritual components to me, but it sounds like they're trying to avoid hurting people.
At least when they're in control of themselves. They did come after. Sorry, actually, Rory didn't see that part.
But
Gotta remember when
is
it's
what?
keeper brain and when it's Rory brain.
They were clumsily trying to get the girls to go with them. They didn't seem to want to hurt anybody. Once they realized that they couldn't just grab them and throw them on their bikes is when they started talking more.
They sound autonomous.
They are now. I don't think they were when they were first raised. So if they're telling the truth, which I I think we all got the feeling they were. They were being controlled when they were first raised, and now all they want is to go back into the grave.
Could I meet one?
I mean, a whole bunch of them.
I would like that if you have the time.
I don't see why not. They're
Rose-
basically on the way back.
Rose, Edith, why don't you try to figure out what you can about Gerald and Amelia and anything else in the housing HOA, and I'll take Rory and Thomas. We'll go check out the zombies again, see if we can ask them any more questions.
Okay.
Let them know we're still working on trying to get them their eternal rest.
Do we think it's a good idea to just ask for an interview with him?
Not until we figure out that he's alive.
Right, but like worst case, we would just deflect, right?
Or accelerate her plans and kill her 3 neighbors.
Right.
That would be an
Do you
outcome
have-
that we should maybe avoid.
Why don't you figure out his latest business and see if you can get an interview through that without talking to her?
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. So what alleyways do you pursue in pursuit of that goal? Like, whom do you try to get a hold of?
So really quick, so we're splitting up. So the guys are going to go back and talk to the zombies, and Edith and Rose are staying at the house to do some more internet sleuthing.
I think so.
Is that correct?
Works for me.
That's Michael's plan.
Cool. I want to know so I can know who to shut off.
We can go. We can go with the guys first, real quick.
Guys first. All right. It will be done.
All right.
What? Rory, are you okay?
Depends on what you mean by by okay, but yeah, I'm fine. I'll admit that when I ran into their leader, this Garfield chap, I may have given him a real earful. He clumsily just sort of knocked into me, and when they started asking me questions, I got a bit aggressive. And then sometimes when you get a bit too aggressive, you get kicked in the ribs.
That is a thing that experience largely has proven to be true in my case. I didn't imagine I would come home and you guys would have more interesting story to tell than I did. I'm just glad you're safe.
Well, yours is a story I'm interested in hearing.
Let's save the town from zombies and stuff, and then we can talk about Thomas Hemwick.
I mean, I'd settle for not getting attacked by zombies rather than save the town, but if that's a byproduct, by all means, I do live here.
I mean, wild enough. If you come to a certain pop culture understanding, and I know what that term is, by the way, now, of what a zombie is, we've taken on a lot of zombies in the past few weeks.
Aye, that's true. These ones are a bit different. They don't have, like, bone knives sticking out of them.
I'm
More
really
like-
glad to hear that. That's good news.
Yeah, more like classical, like, brain zombies.
The last time we were here, they were fighting their urge to attack and kill, but they were still fighting it. So, be
Rare
fair,
brains?
yeah, they still want to eat brains.
They want to eat brains.
Yeah,
That's better than what happened at the we're okay with the swap of knife hands for
But they're actively trying to not eat brains. So
okay, well,
don't.
What if it should be, some brain-eating intent comes at us? I figure we'll be all right.
okay. I trust you
Kind
guys.
of like being in a lion cage, though. Just don't do anything that'll set them off. Don't touch their colors. That could still have some deep-seated animosity if you do that. So
Oh, okay. Well, I'm really glad that we're now facing monsters that are conflicted by the terrible duality of their own natures. That's preferable.
Yeah, facing him. As Rory looks in his reflection inside of Mike's van, and I imagine you guys drive off towards the compound.
yeah,
All right. As you all arrive after like an hour's drive, It is getting quite dark at this point, and Thomas is able to see that it's kind of like an underground bunker type situation with a lot of floodlights and generators. They don't seem to have central power or anything here. You see a lot of very nice looking motorcycles and some shambling shapes of misshapen, rotted looking figures. Most of them, however, bedecked out in some degree of motorcycle gear. There is worn and dirty looking leather jackets and chaps and such on a lot of them. Very outdated fashion. And lots of guys who are like trying to cover up their face with bandanas and things like that, or goggles. Some of them like are decomposed enough, however, such things are just sort of sliding off of them. Lots of bits of flesh missing. Some guys are oozing indeterminate fluids of one sort or another.
Oh, pleasant.
And as you drive up, some of them are just staring in the window, looking at you, kind of like stumbling after the car, trying to keep up.
What wild! Wow. Can I judge which one would be the one to try to engage in conversation?
Rory pops his head out of the window of the van. Hey, Garfield around? Yeah. Yeah, Garfield. Garfield's inside. You want to see Garfield?
Yes, I would.
Why? Come on. Starts stumbling into the compound after a series of turns down poorly lit, floodlighted hallways.
I make sure the van's locked up well before we leave.
Fair enough. The one thing that they do seem to have total motor control over still is piloting on-road vehicles.
That works.
Yeah, and if I didn't clarify this enough, the bikes are all like brand new, pristine looking Harley Davidsons.
Yeah, we told them about the break-in. They stole.
Yeah. And gets down to like a door in the end. It's got like a torn up pool table in it. It's a fairly decrepit looking area. There's like guts on the floor, various entrails and bloody smears across several portions of wall and floor, as well as like lots of the kitchen cabinets and stuff, just kind of like hanging on by a hinge. Probably some mold in the air. But you do see one fairly large gentleman, well over 6 feet, and probably closing in on about 300 pounds. And he looks kind of like swollen, almost a little bit pussy, but more intact than most of the zombies you've seen.
Hello?
For the record, all of them have the leather jackets have a sort of shiny chrome looking Old West style bandit on the back.
Okay. Hello.
There is another here in my presence that I did not anticipate, nor did I respect the return of my allies so soon.
Well, this is Thomas. He knows a little bit more about magic than I do. We wanted to come let you know what we've discovered, keep you updated so you know that we're making progress, give you some hope.
This is going to sound weird. I know things without knowing them. So I just try to learn and hear and talk. And there's a chance I might know how to help you.
You may inquire as you will, and I shall do my best to elucidate.
Your name's Garfield? Did I pick that up correct?
Garfield can't.
You remember who you are.
I do.
Is that new, or was that there when you woke up?
Fuzzy. Fuzzy like a dream.
When does the dream snap into focus?
Doesn't quite, but it helped a whole lot. After we were on the road, riding like it felt we were meant to. Felt good. Wind in my face again. Even with some of the folks losing little bits of themselves and whatnot due to the velocity of a full speed Harley Davidson motorcycle on the highway.
Yeah. I mean, when things are not clinging to the bones quite like they used to, that wind's a killer.
That it is, my friend.
Do you remember how you came to be this way? I mean, pardon me for saying what's the plain reality from my perspective. I mean, no offense, but dead.
It was some time ago, to my understanding. As I told the previous ones, we had died many decades ago, and this world is much unlike ours. It was back in the early 1970s.
Why
It
you?
was a large wreck.
And they rose you.
We
They
were
knew-
fellows of ill repute back in our own time. It is possible, and I have considered, that we might not have been missed like some others.
I know what you mean. Just more recently. I'm very sorry. That's a cruel hand that destiny dealt you. I would-
Destiny deals a cruel hand to all men. We merely play with what we are dealt, and it is up to a man to choose when it is best to pick up his cards and leave that table.
Do you want to leave the table?
As I had said before, it is not my desire to resign myself fully to death again, but my very presence endangers others. While that danger persists, I would rather have death.
Well, we're going to try to get justice for you and your friends and what was done to them, pulling you from your rest and twisting you to some purpose that wasn't your own. That's an offense against nature. I
I
would-
do have one suggestion, if you wish to help us and yourselves.
Of course.
My fair friend, you struck me as a noble sort, and I do not wish harm upon you, nor than I do upon any man. But we have been withholding our hunger for some time now. If I continue to keep my folk here, far away from society, I believe that their hunger will grow. I would not return here unless there is solution in hand.
I have two things, and then that'll be that. First and foremost, so do you if you trust me, I can ascertain whether there's any hostile magic hold over you very quickly, possibly painfully. But it might be good to know if whoever's responsible for you being here still has power over you. or if their power still hangs over you, or if you're independently revived.
If you feel you have some manner in which to accomplish this, you may, but I may not be in control of my own actions, should it be as unpleasant as you describe.
Well, Thomas Rari, that would be my consequence. But I won't do anything that you two don't think I should.
Oh, no, I'm fine. I'll just bloody run for it if it gets real bad. I can turn into a bird again.
I think the more information we have, the better off we'll be.
Thomas holds out his still blackened, still healing left hand. Whenever dark magic comes into contact with this hand, it reacts. And sometimes it unmakes itself, reverses itself. Sometimes it just ebbs and flows. I can't really control it. I just know that the effect is more or less on all the time. If you shake my hand and their control over you, dark necromancy, is still present, it'll break it. I can't guarantee it won't hurt you. I can't guarantee that the effects of the spell that have you out of the grave are not so intertwined that if it's destroyed or damaged, that puts you 1 foot back in there. But if you want to shake my hand, I leave that up to you.
It is not for me to seek a coward's way.
As he reaches out his hand after removing a glove and dusts off what look to be crawling creatures of some sort from it.
Pleasant. So I would like to tie this action to my move, to my "what are you looking at" move. So when I talk to a monster that is capable of reason and speech, and do something, right? It recognizes me and my potential, and in exchange for getting what we want to know, which is what they know about the magic or anything they're dealing with, it can penalize me by telling me something about myself, which I can give you in chat if you would like.
Sure.
Can I help out with my action?
I believe that there are actions to assist. Hold on.
Help out?
Yeah, you can roll to help out if you wish. I believe in this case that would mainly be like trying to like hold on to him, like be like, hey man, all right, it's cool. Breathe easy.
Either one of them.
All right, go ahead and roll.
Right. Plus, do we want to do plus weird probably, huh?
Yeah, I think that this would be weird.
Yeah.
And you are trying to learn, and depending on how it goes, you may transmit something of you over to this person.
Yeah, I will. If I get what I want,
Mm-hmm.
you have to give us something in total, like good, useful information and a good thing for what I'm trying to do, which is help these people and like the dark magic hanging over them.
Mm-hmm.
But in exchange, he learns something about the character that the character does not know, that is maybe not a welcome revelation.
Okay, sounds good.
And I got an 11, so you get +1.
Okay.
Yep. And I rolled 9, so 10.
10. Okay. If you want to shoot me that message, that would be great. As he grasps your hand, first of all, if you have a great deal of feeling in it still, since everything's been done to it,
Blows.
it is pretty gross. There is a lot of give to that flesh. but it is firm and solid, and when grasping it, there is a surge of power, and it's almost like a lightning strike going off in your understanding and flow of the magic. Garfield begins to quickly convulse a bit. He is seemingly struggling. And Thomas, you find yourself also kind of drifting, eyes rolling around, and it is difficult to maintain your focus. Rory comes stumbling over Mike, you got him?
I think he's okay. Come on. You're all right. Garfield, you're all right. Thomas, you're okay. You're good. You're good.
After a few moments, Thomas, you feel your grip almost like there's a feeling of ignition in it, unbelievable heat coursing through there, and you at last feel the need to withdraw your hand from the embrace. And as you sit there and linger on it and that pain, it coalesces into thoughts.
Thomas, you okay?
Give me a second. I can hear something.
The heat from your hand is dissipating, but it's like the feeling of liquid moving through your body again for the first time in a very long time. A powerful sense of motivation. Everything hurts. Everything's strange and frightening. But you are intensely and powerfully motivated. You have to move. You have to push yourself. You dig through something. It's crushing you from all sides. It's dark. It's terrifying. But you emerge and you see a figure standing in the rain, hooded, holding a book with an umbrella. And you find yourself running through that rain, and the words whisper in your head, "Bring it to me. Bring me of the target's flesh." And you move through the night quickly, climbing towards the climbing up a hillside towards a fence of a community. And you know exactly where to go. You know the precise place to enter it, because there was a plan to this.
Yeah.
But the hold is tenuous. It's not as strong as you wished. It's not as strong as they wished, rather.
Yeah.
You jump into a room and you end up shoving a person who falls back through a glass table, splitting their head open. And he passes unconscious. You feel a deep desire to hurt this person, to feed, but instead you merely take the glass and you run off further into the night, quickly, as quietly as you can, avoiding the road. And you come upon a house at the center of the community, as do two of your comrades in arms, one holding a comb and the other a blanket. And you drop it down into a cellar window. And at that point, it is mere animalistic compulsion, the drive for something familiar, hope that you're able to find anything to anchor you to this world once again. And it is there that everything seems to fade back into reality.
Actually, I feel like this would be a great cut to the girls. I just say out loud, Edith and Rose are in trouble.
Okay.
I need to pop off 1 second.
All right, sounds good. And we can move back to the girls.
Oh,
You doing okay over there?
that was a lot that just went down.
Okay. I think that the pair of you were looking into some stuff.
We are digistalking these people.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds
Rose
good.
is going to make us a bag of popcorn, too,
Oh, lovely.
for snacking.
You know what, Rose? I don't think I've actually eaten in 36 hours.
I was going to say, so let's start with popcorn, and then if you're still hungry, we'll do a bigger meal.
Make coffee.
Let's start with popcorn and water.
All right. During this, would you say you're investigating a mystery?
Yes, I
Yeah.
will.
Both of you can go ahead and roll sharp.
Definitely investigating a mystery. So
Ooh, what's my little bonus?
I got
It's
an
nothing. 10.
10. Okay. And Edith?
8.
8. All right. Sounds good. You comb through various internet sources, every source of social media that you are able to comb through. There is one question that Edith is able to ask, and 2 that Rose is able to ask.
All right. So I'm actually looking through information on her, more information, because we know he's kind of dropped off. So I'm actually looking for more information on Amelia. Because I am sure that this lady has just Tiger Kinged his ass. I am positive. I watched too much TV.
As you are searching through the data, you do have a okay, well actually no, let me get some clarity here. Give me a specific question that you were trying to find out about her.
Yep. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at her social media accounts and I'm trying to see, I'm doing this very badly, but I remember hearing on some documentary that you can find people's like internet like IDs, and sometimes they're consistent through like message boards that wouldn't necessarily be their normal thing. So yeah, Facebook and whatever, but did she use the same email address or a similar email address to log into some weird chat room about how to raise the dead? Because those are a thing on Reddit. So I'm looking at Reddit to see if she's on, see if an email address or a screen name that seems to be associated with her main accounts is also somehow associated with weirder subreddits and other things where you can find out weird information that should not exist.
In your investigations of various platforms and everything, you are running into a lot of brick walls. She seems to have kept her presence on non-professional ones fairly minimal. However, you are able to match up her email with a screen name that pops up in discussions of like research on ancient archaeology and anthropology at your own university. She seems to have been at some point about like 12 years ago working with a professor there and engaging in communication regularly with some of the students.
Okay.
However, that professor was quite old and has since passed away.
Of natural causes, or was it weird? I mean, he was old, but
Look, let's answer Rose's questions, but we can come back to that.
Because now I have questions about the thing that her question was about. Okay, Rose would be starting with the last time Gerald was seen in public by multiple people. So anytime there was a picture of him or an event that he was for sure at, that's what she wants to find first.
Okay, the last public function that he attended was there supporting his wife at a board meeting where he was recorded in the minutes for the HOA.
And when was that?
That was 2.5 months ago.
Okay. Because I have so many questions. But the next thing we would want to look up is what his most current venture is, and if I can get contact information for it. So, like, whatever the business is that he's been the most involved in the most recently, she wants to find someone to get in contact with through there.
You are able to find out that his last venture actually concluded at about the same time that he stopped going out. He had recently had he was trying to get a new business off the ground. He was trying to get a new internet startup going, mostly just like a communication platform for professionals, something that is a bit more exclusive to the type of people he'd be working with. But it badly went under. It started eating up resources that faster than he and other investors could put them back in. And unfortunately, it seems that he ended up losing both him and Amelia quite a bit of money.
Rose.
He murdered him over money.
He ran out of usefulness.
Exactly. Okay, we could try to call some of his old contacts and see if anyone could set up a meeting with him, or there's a lot of leads around this now to follow.
We need to go and see her basement. She has a murder basement or a murder attic.
She definitely does, and I don't want to see his dead body in there.
Well, it might be undead by now. And we can't let those 3 neighborhood people who were,
You're right,
not super nice, but they don't deserve to be zombified or...
No, my couple was so nice. They don't deserve to be zombies. Shit. You're right.
So here's the question. Mike doesn't think that it's her.
It's gotta be her. She's literally the most uncomfortable person I've talked to in weeks, and that's having been in a death house where someone killed me. At least he was pretty straightforward about why he did it. She is absolutely hiding something.
Do we wait for Mike, or do we just try to go to her house?
I mean,
okay, what would be our end game?
Responsible not wanting to be murdered like the girls in the horror movie says wait for Mike. But the
responsible we're not getting murdered.
Smarter,
responsible we're not getting murdered like regular girls in a horror movie would be. We're not helping zombies figure out how to lift their curse and die.
That's entirely fair. You're right. Mm-hmm. So we could do it. I mean, we're just gonna see if she even has a basement, right?
Modern houses have basements.
I know. I just was hoping that maybe I could get it.
Not in California.
Yeah, I was gonna say not.
Oh, that's fair. We are on the West Coast. Okay.
If you want to go without the boys, I'm fine with it. But if you want to wait for the boys, I'm fine with it too.
Well, okay. The problem, we have to figure out how to get the zombies, how to lift the curse. So maybe we don't even need to confront her. Maybe we just need to find her book.
Right. Like Rari's book.
How dark is it?
It's like 7:30.
Okay, so we're getting into it's dark. And we don't have a car.
Wait, we don't have a car? How do we get around?
We're college students. We live on campus.
That's fair. My character sheet only says I have a bike. So
You could Uber.
we could Uber. We have money.
I don't know if
Some.
that security guard is gonna like let us in again.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I think I could talk to him again.
All right.
And if not, then like we'll figure it out, right?
Well, I mean, okay. What if we sneak around her house is in the center. Dang it, we can't
It's
even
in the
sneak
dead
around.
center. Yeah.
I want it to be on the edge where we can sneak in from the woods.
Oh my god, no, I know. Okay, I have the sweet lady's phone number. What
Yes.
if I just called her and asked her if we could come over? She can get us on whatever the list is.
That's
and then we're
perfect.
supposed to be there.
That's perfect.
And if Angry Dragon Ice Lady asks questions, I literally told her I was investigating the break-ins and I just went to go talk to them.
And we could bring her a care package.
Exactly. This could work. And I mean, it's getting late, so like she may be like, oh my god, don't. But if we were like really insistent that it was important, I think she'd
Right.
let us.
We're leaving a note for Mike so that he can find it and come find us because
Such a bad
Because-
idea.
Mike is going to say no and someone's going
That's
to find.
Elle Rose is following Edith to the death. So yeah.
Edith is like, screw it. I'm stuck. We're going to do this right. Let's just do it.
So Rose is gonna call the sweet granny lady.
Oh, hello, dear.
Hello.
I'm sorry. Is this the young lady who was there earlier today?
This absolutely is.
Oh.
I am so sorry to bother you because I know it's getting late.
Oh, not too late.
Perchance, is there any way I could come back over? It's pretty urgent.
Oh, of course. Did you leave something here? I might be able to find it for you.
I'm afraid I might have left something. Do you think you could just get us on the list to come visit you again, and we'll come pick it up?
Oh, yes. I'll call the guard.
Perfect. Can you tell him it's
Not your name.
it's Edith?
All right. I'll tell them to expect Edith.
Perfect.
Thank you,
Thank you
teacher.
so much.
I'll see you soon.
And she'll hang up and she's like, I'm so sorry. I panicked and I don't know like any other people.
Make up another name.
I'm sorry. We'll cover it. We'll tell them that they got the name wrong.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm sorry because I was like, if it's Rose, then I'm definitely on like a banned, she's not allowed in here kind of
I
list.
know. Okay, that's fine. We'll call an Uber and let's go.
Okay.
And
As the app dials up and you begin to search for an appropriate Uber, I
we're
think
leaving
that
a note
sounds-
for Mike that says,
yes,
went to the Dragon Lady's house to get her magic death book. Come find us, but not suspiciously.
BRB.
and that sounds like a perfect time to cut to break.
It's bad.
All right. So
It's very bad.
it's very bad. Oh, these college girls.
Oh, you can just tell that Mike is dying over there.
It's bad.
Okay. Well, welcome to the middle of our show. So you guys have like 8 to 10 minutes-ish to go grab coffee, take a bathroom break, whatever. And we're going to sort of go over the cool stuff that the rest of us are doing. And I 100% had this up in the thing, but we're going to start with Will today. So everybody else, go get a break. And Bill, I used to call you.
It's short for William. It's my real name, actually.
Which is a great name. It is a great name. It is the name of many kings and probably a number of Vikings. What are you working on?
My first RPG supplement for my company that I'm just starting up, and it's real close. I'm just the last little bits take forever. We had a couple pieces, and I'm pretty much going to start on my second book while I'm waiting on art for this first one. And the second one, I'm planning on having Elle do some of the artwork, so you'll get to see that too. So, yeah.
Well, that'll be cool. Guys, make sure you're following our Instagram because Elle is putting out like custom art for our characters and stuff. And if you have characters for your campaigns or whatever that you need portraits of, contact her because she is fabulous. And when Bill has everything going, we will have that in a link in his bio. Right now, you can go to any of our bios on Twitch and click on the bio, and it'll take you to whatever we're currently working on, which is always super fun.
I gotta update my bio on that. I don't know how to do that.
Oh, send it to me. I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll take care of it. Thank you so much. And next up, we have Elle. Elle. Speaking of Elle.
Hello.
Hello,
It's me. So we have so much going on. To start, if you know us because of Gooey Cube, well, I still work at Gooey Cube, so I'm going to talk about it every week. We actually just got back from SaltCon this last weekend, so if you saw us there, thanks for coming and saying hello. Oh my god, I ran all the way upstairs and all the way downstairs, so I'm going to sound super winded for a minute. Next up is Gamma Expo. I won't be there, but some of our folks will be. Gary Con is actually the next con where you can find Gooey L hanging out. It's going to be super cool. We're going out to Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, and it's going to be just a heckin' good time. So if you like Gooey Cube or tabletop conventions, Gary Con is actually done by Luke Gygax, Gary Gygax's son. So the creator of D&D, it's kind of like a family con. It's super cool. Check it out. If you're in the area, come hang out. Next up is merch. I know that I promise every week that the shop is going to be up next week. I've been busy, so I promise that it's coming very soon. We're meeting tomorrow to talk about it.
I am insisting on a meeting. It is happening.
We're talking tomorrow. So be looking forward to new merch, some super cool stuff. I've been working on this really cool Welcome to Wieldport thing with Chloe. It's going to be really exciting. So just keep an eye on merch. I promise there's going to be cool new stuff very, very soon.
Well, but you're dropping your own stuff. So if people would like L merch that can connect to cool fantasy stuff, they can go to your store at Fateful Designs.
Right, which is the next thing we talk about. So as Chloe, I'm pointing the wrong way, as Chloe wonderfully pointed out, if you can't wait for the new merch shop and you must have super cool stickers right now, check out Fateful Designs or Fatefully L on Etsy. If you go to my little thing and click the button, you'll find it. Because I make stickers and other cool stuff, but just stickers in the shop right now. So there's super cool Dungeons and Dragons themed stickers. I actually have my tarot series that is my super exciting project. The first 5 are in there, and I actually am about to order the next 5, which are super pretty and cool. So if you just want to check out that'd be really cool. Honestly, guys, we just love that you come and hang out and support us. So either way, it would be really awesome. I'm trying to think if I have anything else. Chloe, can you think of anything else? I feel like that's all of it.
Not really. If people are wondering what happens to the merch that you guys buy and what we do with the money, we do use it to basically upgrade the stream. So we use it to buy new art. We use it to commission other people and other artists. We use it to upgrade our equipment. We'll try to use it to defuzz Dan. I don't know what's going on.
Dan needs a new camera. We're getting him a new camera next.
I think he has the same one the rest of us do. But
we'll buy him a microcloth.
So that's where that goes, in case you were wondering. But yeah, thanks, Elle.
Heck yeah.
Woo-woo. And then speaking of Dan, he is up next. So Dan.
Hello, everyone. I don't know what I'm doing here in this strange box inside of a box that is your computer, other than to bring you entertainment and hopefully joy of some sort or another. Though if one is interested in not just joy, but joy and passion and terror and pain and glory, well, one need look no further than games on the internet. And if one watches our game and decides that is not enough Dan in their life, for instance, or just fun RPG shenanigans, one might be able to find Ombligo del Diablo, which is a Mage, the Ascension, World of Darkness, 5th edition actual play podcast, which you can find most places that podcasts be. You can even find the anchor for it by clicking on my name down that way, below me, in the direction down here.
If you're watching on Twitch. If you're not watching on Twitch, go find us on Twitch, and then you can do it.
And should I spell it out loud for the people not on Twitch?
No, I will cut you off. We're done. No, we're not spelling Ombligo del Diablo. It's there. If you Google it, Google will tell you how to spell it because it's so unusual. Okay. Well, I'm pulling DM up, so DM can ask me what I'm doing.
Chloe, what are you doing? With your life, professionally, artistically, dig deep.
Ecumenically, grammatically, not much.
Philosophically, ideologically.
Aristophilically?
That's not a word.
I want that to be a word. Aristophilically. Like,
no. Go ahead and coin it, Shakespeare.
There's not a good root for that. There's just not a good root for that.
Go ahead and coin it, Shakespeare.
Well, so next week we'll figure out what Aristophically means. But in the meantime, I have my little book club, which is Read, Watch, Vent, where we watch books that have been made into movies, watch the movies that they have been made into, and then vent about whether we like them or not. So far, mostly to my surprise, since I tend to be a movie person over a book person, I actually like most of the books that we have read over the movies versions of them. I don't know. We'll see if this next one will be the change. We're doing the Discovery of Witches, which the latest season of that just dropped on the Sundance Channel, which you can catch on Amazon, or I think you can get the first season on Amazon with like a trial or something. But the first season is basically the first is the book, so that's all you kind of have to watch in order to be able to discuss. If you want to join us, we had a great time last month, and we're looking at trying to add some additional books in the coming months because my fellow actress and I were like, we like doing this. Talking about stories and scripts and how they got made and whether it was good or not. So there's going to be some Agatha Christie. There's going to be some dark mysteries. So stay tuned. But this month, last Thursday of the month, tune in here. Also, we have some little vignettes coming for Saturday nights. These were the brainchild of DM and Dead Lemons. Do we watch first or read first? Well, we usually switch it up. I often watch first just because that is how my brain works. But I also often will read and then watch it partially and then read a little bit more and then watch it a little bit more. And that is a very odd experience. I do not recommend. 2 out of 10 do not recommend, but I do it. I don't know why. What was I saying? Oh, vignettes. Yes. Keep an eye out. I'm going to bring the rest of the cast here for this. We have some vignettes coming to sort of deepen, because these episodes are very mystery based and like plot driven. But we have some vignettes to give characters some moments, some opportunities for some more intimate role playing, some more character development, deepen those relationships. So those will be playing on some special selected Saturday evenings. So either watch the replay or catch us on Saturday evenings, and we'll post about when those are going to be happening. You guys will get notified. Follow us. It'll all be fine.
It's going to be fun. I think these are great ways to explore certain elements of the story and certain characters in a way that doesn't distract from the overall narrative. So I hope these catch on.
And with that, I think if everybody's good, we can go back to this story.
Making terrible decisions.
These are not terrible decisions. 3 people might die if we don't get this crazy woman's magic book. I'm assuming
people are definitely going to die. It's going to be me and you.
No, because Rick is going to come find us.
Doesn't one of you have a move where you get experience whenever you get kidnapped?
Yep.
I think that's the only reason. That's the only reason you're doing this.
If only Rory had it, he'd be 2 for 2 on adventures so far.
Yep. I 100% get a point if I get captured. So
Now we all see your powerful plan to power game through Monster of the
Fail.
Week.
I'm gonna fail upward. Edith needs a little bit of success.
Oh no, I'm out here, monsters. I'm completely helpless.
Help! Help!
I sure hope I'm not kidnapped. I think that we will go ahead and I know we were with you last, but it only makes sense at this point to get back to Edith and Rose, as the journey that Thomas and Mike took was outside of town, much nearer to the HOA itself than your house, but you definitely started heading towards the HOA well before they had the scene that they were just in.
We could also, you know what? As a precaution, because I left the note for them, because I didn't want to text them at the time, but when we get to the HOA, I'm going to text them.
That's smart. Because
Question.
then it gives you a buffer, like a little bit of time for us to try this.
What?
Do you keep your phone on silent after you send it, or
It is.
are you like looking out for a call from them, or are you like trying to be max stealth, or?
So I would imagine Edith doesn't pull stuff like this very often, but she's a college student, so her phone is on vibrate because she needs to know if someone calls her, but she does not need to alert the entire class.
Yeah.
So I doubt she actually changed that.
Okay,
If we
got
were
it.
trying to look for someone's basement, Rose would also put her phone to a vibrate or silent mode.
Wait, but which is it?
I
Edith
would
didn't
say
think to put it
probably
that.
vibrate too, because she also would expect calls from the team.
Because we're college students. Okay. Playing it to the characters who are just nervous about this. And also, Edith is having a crash right now because she was hyped up on coffee and Rose didn't give her coffee. She just gave her.
We're going to be fine. You need to drink water and eat something.
There is a tremendous amount of fatigue, but I think that the adrenaline is keeping you from falling over right now. But I would be stunned if you did not get a small nap during this like 40-minute Uber ride.
Oh yeah.
Rose would have let you sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that you have like a slightly drooling person kind of like on your shoulder a little bit for much of it. The woman who is driving just asks, like she's a woman like around 50 or so, you know, slightly graying, very frizzy hair. Should I turn the music down or anything?
I think she's okay, but thanks.
All right. I've got mints back there if you want them.
Thank you.
All right. And as she pulls up to the HOA, she is looking around. She says, "Oh man, is this your neighborhood?"
My grandma lives here. You can tell him that they should be looking for Edith on the list.
Okay. All right. She pulls up. For Edith? And as the security guard approaches, you see it is a different person from last time. This person is much larger and has a full beard with a handful of like nicks and scratchy scars on his face. Fairly weathered looking, he says. For Edith, he said. Yeah. Yeah. The one that Mildred called about?
Mm-hmm.
Edith. Ah. Yeah, you can go in. As he steps back into the outpost and opens the door. Shh.
It's just up the street. And she'll kind of...
Was it just me, or was that guy kind of intense?
Very intense.
Huh.
They
Well.
must have hired somebody new.
I guess that's what you want out of a security guard.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
We're on the list. Is that what you want out of a security guard?
Edith, it's okay.
Is everything all right?
It's just been a long time since we visited.
Rose didn't get me coffee. And now I don't know what I'm going to do.
Rose is gonna dig through her bag to see if she's got like one of those 5-hour energy shots.
This one's like half gone, but if you really need something, I got like half a bang.
I like
Your
that.
hero will tip better.
Okay. It's like really sickeningly sugary, but like it is a spike straight to your heart.
That's great. Thank you.
And now here's the question. Do you tell her to stop at Mildred's house?
No.
You tell her to stop at Amelia's house.
Okay, should it be Mildred's or should it be close to Amelia's? Not
this-
Amelia's.
is this
Not
a-
Amelia's.
So, well, wait. How far is Mildred's house from Amelia's house?
Driving or walking?
Walking.
Walking, probably about 15 minutes.
Well, okay, because I can call Mildred and tell her, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. We're just not going to make it tonight. So she's not expecting us. Or we can go over there to kind of cover ourselves if we get caught.
I mean, I think we should go ahead and make this as little of a lie as possible. So
Mildred's.
we'll just say hi to Mildred.
Perfect. Then she'll give directions to Mildred.
Okay, sounds good. She drops you off in front there and she's like, do you need to wait or everything good?
Nah, you're good.
Okay,
Right?
she nods and smiles. And then your ride drives off into the night.
It would be weird for her to just sit here waiting for us.
Or I guess we could have told Mildred we had an Uber rating and we needed to just leave really quickly. But that train has left. Let's talk to Mildred. Boom, 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 boom. I just
Oh my God, no, don't knock like that.
I did. It happened.
You're going to give her a heart attack.
It takes like a solid 2 minutes, but you do see shadows moving by the curtains and stuff. And the door opens. Oh, hello again.
Hi.
Um,
I'm so sorry to have bugged you. It seems like maybe I dropped my notebook in here earlier.
all right. Well, you're more than welcome to look around.
Thank you. Is everything okay? You all right?
Oh, no further problems, dear. I've been fine.
Good. And she'll kind of pretend to look around and then find her notebook suddenly.
Just like pull it out.
Yeah.
She's a clever woman, but she's probably off like getting you snacks and stuff during most of it. So she doesn't notice anything. And she brings you out like both one of the tiny little waters and a bag of pretzels.
Oh.
Just in case you needed something. I know that you're a university student, and that's quite a ways away.
Thank you so much, Mildred. It's really kind of you.
It's just nice to have a visitor.
Well, you can consider me one more often. I'll come say hi.
Oh, that would be lovely. But don't put me in front of your studies or anything like that. Don't be silly.
Wouldn't
Right.
you do it?
I've already had plenty of a life. Trust me. You need to go make one for yourself.
Well, thank you.
World needs more enterprising young people like you who get things done.
You're too nice.
Mildred,
Mm-hmm.
you have Rose's number, right?
Yes, I do.
This is going to sound really weird, but I promise it's coming from a place of love and not a place of weirdness. If anything ever happens, or anything strange happens, can you call Rose?
Well, go ahead and roll me charm.
It's just that you're just like my grandmother, and I hate to think about you here in the neighborhood with the weird the weird break-ins that have been happening, and it would just make me feel so much better. And I rolled an 11 with my thing, so that's 13.
Ooh, 13.
So, Mildred, you call us if you need anything. We're here for you.
Oh, darling, you're such a sweetheart. Thank you. Of course, if anything really bad happens, I'll of course call the police, but I'll check in.
Call us first. That sounds weird, I know, but I will not sleep tonight if you don't tell me that you will call us.
I'll call you, dear. Don't worry. I'll be fine.
Thank you.
We have very good security around here.
Okay.
But really, like anything, even if it's just a weird sound and you're worried.
That's good. We're good. Thanks. Thanks, Mildred. We're leaving, Rose.
Have a wonderful evening.
Okay.
Enjoy the weekend. Sleep well for school on Monday.
Of course.
Right. She closes the door.
Edith should not have had the shot of 5-hour energy. This is
Oh, this was a bang. You drank half of a
Like
big.
half a
I
big.
just shotgunned half a bang. Yep.
Yeah.
She did not have break that.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
You got the ah.
Okay. Now we just have to go over to Amelia's house and break into her basement. Let's go.
Do you like jog or
No.
We're trying to not be suspicious.
I take Rose's arm and I'm like, if anybody asks, we're lovers.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be.
Okay, so you take a casual 8:15 stroll out through the middle of the HOA.
People can walk alone at 8:15. That's not unusual.
Well, you're not alone.
In a
You're in a
gated
pair.
community.
Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, you start moving towards Amelia's place. Would you like to accomplish anything on the way there, or do we just arrive?
I mean,
Should we text the boys? Should we check in with the boys?
should we check in with the boys? Oh, I guess we should check and see if they texted us. But wait,
Now you said you send your message upon arriving.
now, yeah. So now is the time that we text them and are like, "Hey, we're headed to Amelia's house. Don't panic, but do come find us because she definitely has an evil book. She definitely killed her husband. We're gonna get the book so we can undead the zombies.
In between,
we might need to get away
definitely use Rose text. Not entirely, definitely. It's just a very chaotic group chat.
Fair enough.
Did you get
So-
that?
We're definitely not definitely sure that she's an evil murderer.
Now, to be clear, did you text the two boys that have phones? Or no, all three. Rory just isn't very good with his.
Yeah.
Nor is Thomas.
Rose
you
would have
text-
definitely text Thomas.
Okay, Rose texts Thomas. Who does Edith text? Is it all three boys or one of them?
Edith put a group text together and texted all of them in the hopes that maybe Rory and Thomas would calm Mike down because Mike's not going to be happy about
Yeah,
this.
he's
In
gonna be
fact,
real mad.
he'll be real upset, but he's not my dad, so that doesn't matter.
Just guys in the background, we don't need to jump back to you quite yet, but give me an answer if you tried to contact immediately upon receiving that or not. As we progress closer to it, do we want to accomplish
Oh
anything?
yeah, hold on. We'll play this little group chat out for you guys real quick. So Edith is like, "Hey guys, we're in the neighborhood. We just saw Mildred. She's fine, but we're gonna go get the evil book of raising the dead from Amelia."
We're
Rory-
just checking if she has a basement.
Rory definitely isn't checking his phone right now. Rarely ever would he do so.
Thomas is like misspelling shit, like is riddle, ritual.
Okay. So
Rose
this
has
arrives,
a ritual
Is
question
basement.
mark?
this arrives, however, at around the same time that Thomas jumps back and is like, we've got to go to the girls. I don't know if you pay attention at that frantic moment to your phone or not, Mike.
Michael keeps pretty close tabs on his phone because there are reasons why
I buy that about him.
he would probably check it. And are they still on the ground in the bunker right now?
Yeah. I think Tom's is like scrambling up, and Rory's like trying to help him.
Meet me outside as soon as you can, guys. He starts texting, "Don't do that," and he's running outside trying to get to where he can get signal and call.
Yeah, it's really spotty in here. You're like, you keep finding things, and it's just a little X next to the G bars.
And he's putting weight and running to get outside.
Okay.
Is Garfield okay?
He's kind of leaning up against a wall, and you see him like for a second just reach out for you, and then
Yeah. What was done to you was a crime against nature, and we're going to go put it right.
You think you can?
Yeah, I do. I'm thinking whoever did this to you bit off a lot more than they can chew.
Then ride true, ride righteous, my amigo.
I hope you and yours find peace. I'm so sorry for this.
What is done is done. We are all but dust in the wind, regardless of if that wind kicked up again later than you thought it might.
Yeah. Well, it's nice it's been to meet you. I think something really bad might be about to happen to this pretty girl and this grumpy girl who have been really helpful to me, and I need to go make sure that doesn't. So, thanks, bud. I'm on my way out of here.
Boy Garfield, I guess I hope you're not super dead next time I see you. As opposed to regular dead, which you still are.
He's totally gonna be. Spoiler alert.
We're hoping he's actually super dead, like regular dead.
He's
Extra dead. Deluxe dead.
He's currently first stage dead. He's still moving, but he could be super dead where he's not moving anymore.
We're hoping he's
Dead,
regular dead.
dead in bulk.
Or are we trying to get back to stage 1 dead? Are we currently in stage 2 dead? Anyway.
I don't know. There's
Yeah,
a lot of metaphysical and philosophical implications to what is occurring here. I think we can agree that they're the bad guys, and we should do something about whoever inflicted this on those poor people.
Mike, you get in your van.
Well, as soon as I get outside, I'm trying to trying to get a call through to Edith.
Okay, Edith has that buzzing in her pocket.
All right. Yeah.
Do you choose to answer or ignore?
You know he's going to tell you not to do it.
I know. Now I put it on silent.
Okay.
Oh my god, Edith, this is a really bad idea.
No, silent phones are better for sneaking around.
Michael tries calling Rose now.
Do you think Edith is going to die?
Sooner rather than later, if she keeps this up.
Rose kind of looks to Edith and she's like, "You're sure we're not going to die?"
But do you think we'll be dead? Or do you think she'll be dead or super dead?
He's trying to call Rose now.
Okay.
She's holding the buzzing phone and looking at Edith.
Don't answer it. He's just going to yell at us.
Okay, but we're not going to die, right?
We will likely not die.
See, you can't.
But everybody dies.
Face.
Rose, you're the one who wanted to get involved with magic, okay? This is what happens.
She like hangs up on Mike and turns her phone to silent.
Ignores silent.
What the hell, man?
This is a bad idea. She does text Thomas like, "Don't worry, I'm fine."
You're not gonna be.
Thomas, you receive a text. It says, "Don't worry, I'm fine."
As he's driving as fast as he can without, getting pulled over, he's telling Thomas, "Text her and tell them to wait for us. We'll be there in 10 minutes."
It's on silent. You can send it.
How do you make the thing with the thing? And why is it telling me? That is not the word I meant to say. Why is it telling me what word I meant to say?
No, the letters are weird, and you got to be real careful with your fingers. They're real small, but you can Pinpoint what the edge of them.
I want to say. I want. Help.
Tom.
What?
Regular Tom. I could
Fine.
try. I don't know if it'll be much better. And he's driving.
Okay.
Right,
well,
Mike's the
I'm
only
gonna
one who
send
can
what I
text when he's
wrote.
driving.
I'm gonna send what I wrote, and Rose is smart. She'll know what I meant.
Is it just the real message but badly misspelled, or does it come out to something else?
Badly misspelled with like one or two words, very, very obviously autocorrected to
Okay.
the wrong thing.
Stay octopus.
Yep.
Wait for oos.
Yes.
Thomas, what did you discover when you did your Vulcan mind meld or whatever?
God. So the magic, the whammy that got put on those poor people was something fierce. It was dripping with intent, and I relived through that link. I relived Garfield waking up. I experienced the will motivating him. How to put this? When you cast a spell like that, your will is what gives it the engine. It's what gives the summoned creature the instructions to act. And there was a figure in a hood with a book and an umbrella, and it ordered those people to rise from their graves and to collect items. Garfield was compelled to collect a very specific person's flesh. And when it came time to do it, he fought against the magical influences compelling him to do violence. He just took glass with blood on it and ran. But he delivered it to the house in the center of a neighborhood, the basement.
Would you recognize the house if you saw it again?
Almost certainly. You wouldn't believe the level of emotion and confusion attached to that memory.
The person with the umbrella, could you tell it was a man or a woman?
I couldn't. There was too much magical interference. Too much of it was about the intent, was about the willpower being subsumated, being imposed upon. It was hard to get specific details like that. All I will say is this is very, very clearly the preparation for some kind of ritual, and we're dealing with one of the most dangerous kinds of mages. This person knows just enough of what they're doing to try, but not enough to do it right.
And at that, we are going to switch back to the girls. Okay.
Oops.
Ah! I don't know why that's my favorite joke is just when I appear on screen to seem like very startled by it. that in my little like beginning and post stream dances. As you approach the house, it's a quiet night. There's
It's
very
what?
little going. It is a quiet night. There's very little going on. Seemingly, to your understanding, you could approach with no issues. And there's currently only one light on the second story.
Okay. So, well, we've got to see if there's a basement. And if there is, hopefully there's a window. If she's out there, she won't hear us.
Maybe we check around back. There could be like a cellar door.
Yeah. So I would like to try to I'd imagine there's like hedges between the yards.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, or like little and like little short fences, like more designed for dogs than people.
Yeah. So I'd like to kind of check around to make sure that there's nobody super obviously watching, and nonchalantly walk up the side of the property to
Okay.
try to catch wherever there's like the darkest shadows to get to the back of the house. And
All
just
right.
be-
Be
Rose is
cool,
glued to her
boy.
side.
Give me them cool rolls to stay sneaky.
Oh, okay. That
That was a 6.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
A 10.
10. Okay, sounds good. Rose, you feel quite confident in how well you are moving up to this house. You're like freaking out, but that is leading you to be especially cautious. Edith is being sneaky, but is also jittery and like you overturn one or two rocks you weren't meaning to and make a couple of snapping twig sounds on the way in.
No one can hear that from upstairs. We're fine.
And as you enter the backyard, I got the sense.
Yep.
Okay, you enter the backyard.
Trying to stay close to the house so there's not like, if there's motion, this seems like a motion sensor type place.
Mm-hmm.
So we're staying closest to the house.
Right. So
Okay.
like if someone were to walk to a window, they would have to look like directly down.
Okay.
Does that make
So-
sense?
Absolutely. Yeah, you were able to press yourself up against the wall. Looking around, you do not see a cellar door. However, you do see a basement window, like the kind with like a metal well that you can look up through.
She has a basement.
Okay, that's not evidence.
Okay,
Can we look in there?
I don't know. Can I hop down into the little well?
Yeah, you can hop down into the little well.
Cool. Is the window like firmly attached? Can I see through it?
There is a screen and a sliding glass window. The screen makes it difficult to see into a dark basement, but you can kind of tell that it's seemingly unfinished.
Okay. Well, these screens are usually like flimsy and weather-worn. Can I pull the screen off?
Yeah, you can do that. Give me a cool.
8.
8. Okay. You little rattle. Put it to the side.
We're good. Can I see anything now?
It is more clear. It is an unfinished basement. It is a cement floor. It seems very unusual compared to the rest of the house and all of its fine, especially polished furnishings and accoutrements. It's hard to tell exactly if there's much of any furniture in it. You do see a big table at the center, maybe. It's hard to make out anything else on the walls.
Okay. Is there like a latch? Does this latch open?
It does slide.
How big is this window? Is this like a 6-inch window, or is this like a?
It's like probably 4 feet tall by about 2.5 feet wide.
Ooh, it's a person window. All right, just pop down in there.
Okay.
Come on. What? Come on! You can't stay out there. What if she sees you?
Okay, and she like slipping.
Okay. You go.
We're quiet, though. We're very quiet.
Of course you are. You search around the room. You slowly descend into the room, and as you look about, you see what you saw outside: an unfinished basement. Nothing really on the walls, or like there isn't much in the way of furniture. The table at the center of it, though, the longer you look at it, the more it seems to cast its own little oddly pale light. And you realize the very, very slight luminescence that is formed around it is around a book.
There's the book. There's the book. Do you have your bag still?
Obviously.
Does
Like opens her.
Is it like an actual purse, or is it one
Yeah,
of
it's
the
like a
teeny
purse
mini-
purse.
Okay. Fabulous. Let's not touch the book, though.
Okay, and she'll like dig around and pull out like a glasses cloth for you to pick it up with.
Yeah. Well, and I just like pick it up
Okay.
real quick.
It's fine.
And you hear behind you. And And turning, you do see the tall, imposing form of a blonde woman wearing the same smart business suit that you witnessed before, and in her right hand, clutching a black hilted dagger with a curving pattern on the blade, waves going through it. Hello, darling. It's good to see you again.
Don't call her darling. That's a lie. You didn't like to see her the first time. And you're killing people.
Edith!
Oh my, you caught me. I didn't like her at all.
Okay, well, that's a little mean. Okay,
Darling, so is breaking and entering.
can we go? We're sorry.
I think that I might have a few questions for you first, or security might have a few questions even.
What kind of questions?
Oh, you know. What the hell you're doing in my house?
That's
I'm
fair,
sure that
fair question.
I'm sure that many people would like the answer to that. Even, I don't know, all of those that had their homes broken into recently around here. I'm glad to know that we finally gotten that figured out.
I think you know very well who broke into those. And I think if someone searched through your house, they would find the things that were missing.
I think that you are being extremely unusual right now, and we should probably calm down here before this gets out of hand.
You
She
have a
starts like,
dagger and a glowing book, lady. I'm
Edith,
not the one
Edith,
who's being
Edith.
strange.
Edith!
actually, your friend has my glowing book. Thank you very much.
Wait, did I give it
Do
to
I
you?
have the book or do you have the book?
Oh, sorry. I thought that it was going in Rose's bag.
It was, but I kind of stopped.
Oh,
when
you kinda- all right.
Because of the way that you did it, I was like, oops.
Okay, great. You got it then.
So I do still have it.
Yeah, you do still have it.
Look, we have a misunderstanding.
Also, we heard someone screaming down here and thought that there might be someone in pain or
Right.
in trouble.
Right.
Excuse me.
So we came in here to help.
I want to know everything that you know right now.
I can assure you it's not very much.
I'm going to go ahead, darling, and say that you are lying, as you have been since the moment that you met me.
Okay,
But
I
that's
told
okay.
her like twice.
I have a handful of conflict resolution strategies which seem to work very well in facilitating truthful communication.
I don't feel like any of your conflict resolution strategies are ones that we want to try. We would actually just like to leave, and you don't even have to let us up through your fancy house. We will just go out the window.
Yep, I'm good
She's-
with that.
You hear in a voice that sounds vastly too deep to be hers, "Stop," come out of her mouth. I would like both of you to roll weird.
No! I told you we made bad choices.
We had to save the nice old lady. She's just like your grandma, and even the curmudgeonly old man who yelled at me for being inquisitive.
10.
6.
Okay. Rose, you merely feel like you are kind of moving through molasses right now. Edith stops in place.
Edith, come on.
She walks up to the two of you, and she puts her hand against Rose's face. She has long nails, and she just kind of like gently rakes them against your cheek. We're going to sit down and have a little chat now. And she brings a folding chair from the wall down beside you, and she just shoves you by the shoulder back into it. And
I'm assuming I can't say anything. I'm assuming I'm
not yet.
just
Not yet. And she does the same thing to Edith. And then sits down across the table from you, putting the dagger down in the center of it.
Now I want you to tell me something. And if I don't like the answer, you're not going to like what happens to you.
You don't seem like the kind of person who will like any of our answers.
Maybe not. But we can certainly try. Now, why have you been breaking into homes around here? What's been going on? Did you get into my manuscripts? Have
What
you
are
been
you
the one
talking
fooling
about?
around with dark secrets that are not yours?
We literally came here to ask you that.
What? What are
This
you
is not
talking
your
about?
time ever breaking and entering, okay?
You expect me to believe that
Do you
my
think I'm
notes were
lying?
violated, that my tools for my craft were broken into, that the homes of my residents were trespassed upon, one of them being assaulted, and now I find a pair of overly inquisitive young university students breaking into my home, and this is, what, a coincidence?
I thought you were going to eat Mildred.
No. Mildred annoys me. That's the extent of it.
Well, that's about all I know about the situation.
You're telling me that you haven't been diving into necromancy.
No, only stupid people dive into necromancy. Why do you have
She,
this?
she picks up the knife from the table and slams the hilt of it down in front of Edith's face, sort of propping up the blade closer to your chin.
Yeah, well, if you haven't actually been doing this, then you don't want some sort of murder charge, body disposing chore on your mind. So I am not scared of your stupid dagger.
What do you know?
I know that this book is glowing and you probably shouldn't have it. And you apparently know about the dark arts, which is weird and not really good. Because who looks that stuff up?
People with goals, people who want to accomplish something.
Through
And I'm just
necromancy?
You're literally a successful person already.
Darling,
Stop calling me that.
one doesn't become upwardly mobile unless they're willing to stay upwardly mobile.
Look, we don't know anything about anything.
And at that moment, you hear a set of steps coming down the stairs, and you see a man, a bit older than Amelia here, with graying hair, wearing a bathrobe, looking kind of slovenly. And he says, honey, the hell's going on here?
Do we recognize him from the pictures? Is that Gerald?
That is Gerald.
Damn it.
Baby, I'm sorry. These two were just getting into my business. We were having a conversation. I thought that they might be the little rats getting mixed up in our barrels recently.
We're not.
Baby, were you going to do something about them?
Gerald? Can you tell her to back off with the dagger?
Why is... She looks for a moment around. Darling, I knew that there was someone down here because one of my wards on the window were triggered. But I've also soundproofed this room. You know that I handle my work down here. How did you know that there was an intruder? What? No, I went looking for you. I know that you had work to do, but I thought that you might want dinner.
Gerald, why did you disappear 2 months ago?
Jesus Christ! I'm not here to be investigated by a robber.
I'm not over yet.
Yeah, we haven't actually left with anything.
Gerald, you still haven't answered my question. How did you know what was going on down here? I've told you very explicitly not to bother me, but you chose this moment when I have these two all caught up in here in my little spider's web, and you come crashing the party. Baby, I was just trying to help. Help by doing what? Baby, have you been sneaking a peek? Maybe at things that you shouldn't.
Oh no.
She stands up on putting you two between herself and him, just kind of like stalking like an angry animal.
And I'm putting the book between me and him, hoping that this is valuable enough to not shoot at.
Darling.
This really seems like private matters. Maybe we should go.
She puts her hand on your shoulder.
Nope, never mind.
Gerald, these are not your notes. I have made it very clear that you are ready and able to do anything that you would like with our shared finances. You have the run of all of these facilities that I have so painstakingly set up. You have access to my entire empire, baby. Why are you getting into my notes?
He clearly doesn't respect you. He clearly thinks that he is better than you.
Oh, you freaking ass! Would you shut up? God, no, Amelia, come on! I'm trying to help here.
It's like he doesn't trust you.
No. Look, I'm sorry. I just had my 15th, 20th venture fail recently, and yeah, sure, I was feeling a little bit down. I was maybe feeling a little bit inadequate to my wife, the necromancer. Okay? Is that a problem? Was it okay that I decided to maybe check in on things, maybe see how the hot dogs get made? And then maybe I decided to try and help you out. I know that there are people here who've been forgetting to pay their dues. I know that there are people here who have been giving you a hard time. I know there is someone who swore at you in the meeting the other day. And no one's been hurt. Not really. No one in the community, anyway.
You sicked zombies on people because they yelled at her in an HOA meeting?
Yes, darling. Did you sick zombies on people because they yelled at me in an HOA meeting? Look, they weren't supposed to. They weren't supposed to go rabid.
Okay, if this
What
was
were they supposed to do?
if this was not such a creepy thing, that would actually be kind of romantic.
No, don't, Edith.
They were supposed to get me the items so that I might have, using your spells, some degree of power over them, some degree to get them to remember, to stop bugging you, to stop causing so many freaking problems.
That's so messed up.
You try living with this woman for...
Get couples therapy. Don't raise zombies.
You know, in this case, I kind of agree. You do need some professional help, Gerald. Maybe a lawyer? How dare you?
You go, Amelia.
Yeah.
You may be rich. You might be hot shit now. But do you remember where you were when I met you? Do you remember where you got the startup money for anything that you've done since we've known each other? You might be the boss. But I was the boss before the boss. And if you think that you can just do this to me... He reaches into his shirt and pulls out a whistle. You got another thing coming.
Can we move?
Yes,
Or
you
are
can
we under a
move.
spell? Okay, I jump out of my chair and run directly at him because I do not want to know what that whistle calls.
Okay, let's switch back over to the boys.
Okay.
vigorously
All right.
recount what I missed.
Oh, okay. Well, if you were away for a minute, I'm sure you'll find out as soon as you get there.
No, I mean like what happened when Thomas wasn't there, because we're trying to put this together en route.
Well, I mean, you guys are driving towards the HOA right now, I
Yeah.
believe, speeding down the road.
Hell yeah.
Do I hear anything on the bug? Is it still in place?
It is. It is currently making white noise, unfortunately, as the basement, as she mentioned, was soundproofed.
Yeah. Rory,
Aye.
did you get a good look at that security guard from earlier today?
Yeah, I got a pretty good look at him.
Can you look like him?
More or less. I'll go ahead and roll on that one. Feels like that should be a sharp.
With a black eye and just kind of roughed up?
He whips something up. He looks like a bit puffy and swollen and stuff. And you think it'd work from a distance.
Okay. Thomas, do you happen to know how to drive by any chance?
I can try. I have no idea, but sometimes I just know things when I do them.
Okay.
That sounds safe to me.
Here's the plan. I'm going to drop you off about half block from the guard shack, a little distance away, so we're outside any sort of light. Drive past. You wait about 30 seconds, then walk towards the guard shack. Try distracting the guard. I'm coming behind him, see if I can get by him. And then, Thomas, you give us like 2 minutes, then drive up to the guard shack.
All right. Just let me know if you need me to use these, because apparently I'm pretty good at it.
I don't know. These are just guards, so I don't want to, kill anybody or seriously hurt anybody.
All right.
Good idea.
Run my part by me one more time. So make sure I get it.
You walk up to the guard shack like you are, say that, I don't know, say Mrs. Rockwell beat you up, or say somebody beat you up. Just distract the guard. I'm going to come behind you, behind the guard, while you have his attention.
All right. Sounds good. You got it. All right.
And Mike takes his taser with him.
All right. Sounds good. You all rolled out towards the guard tower, speeding up quickly. You make the 20-minute journey in about 10. And Rory steps out of the vehicle and walks up, looking terribly confident, before realizing that he should start walking with a bit more of a limp, and does so. He puts on an okay performance as far as you can tell as you approach. The guard who is currently in the guardhouse walks up and he says, Andy, what's going on? This is a big, burly, tough-looking guy. I got the piss beat out of me. It was very uncomfortable. I really didn't like it, man.
Meanwhile, Michael's trying to sneak up behind the guard while he's distracted.
Roll me an act under pressure.
That's a cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeesh. 7, so 10 total.
10 total. Okay, you. What are you trying to do? Sleeper hold?
No, I got a taser. I'm gonna tase him.
Okay, sounds good. All right. You come up on him and effectively press it up into his back. He is getting tased. He's a big, strong man. He seems immobilized, but he's trying to pull away. And Rory, upon looking at that for a few seconds, just tries to give you a bit of help and slugs him. And he eventually just falls to the ground, twitching a bit, seemingly unconscious.
Does he have handcuffs, gun, anything like that on him?
He's got a little billy club. There's a gun in the guardhouse, and some zip ties.
Okay. Zip tie him up. Put on shooter gloves first. I don't need evidence. Zip tie him up. Take out any pocket knives, keys, and he has could cut anything with.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping by about this time Thomas is pulling up.
Yeah, we'll roll with that.
Open the gate. Throw him in the back. Throw him in the back of the truck.
It works.
I know how to run this machine.
All right, Rory, you know where the house is?
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Tell Thomas how to get there. I'm gonna get ready and back.
All right. He hops in. All right, we're gonna drive this way.
Floor it. Floor
All right.
it.
We're going in. And you quickly arrive at the front door of the house.
Michael hops out. He's got his kit on, helmet with nods. He's got, you got the breacher shotgun and his M4. He's just walking to the front door. Is there anybody seems like any activity?
Not immediately upon approach to the front door.
He's going to try his bump key, try to get in silently.
All right, sounds good. I believe that would also be a cool. Cool or sharp. I don't know. I'm new with this system.
8.
8? Okay. You get it to work and pop open. However, there's an audible click, and you're pretty sure you messed up the lock a little bit on the way in.
I don't care about that.
All right, sounds good.
He's just going down the hallway.
Okay.
He knows they're going
All
to the basement, so he's trying to find a set of stairs downstairs.
Okay, sounds good. We are going to... You guys can stay up here, but we're going to go back to the girls. Okay.
Boop.
As you lunge at... DM can stay in.
Oh,
DM and
Hold
Will
on.
can stay in.
all right. It is the climax. All right.
They'll be back soon enough. So, Edith, you lunge at him. As you do so, something seems to trigger. As he becomes physically under threat, you hear a splintering of wood from off in the corner as Amelia looks back with shock. You can go ahead and roll to kick some ass.
Oh boy. Oh boy. That is a 7.
7. Okay. All right. You are going up against this guy. You managed to kind of get him pressed against a wall, but he is much larger than you, and you can't quite get him wrestled down. And he does blow the whistle. Rose, would you like to take any actions before?
Yeah, she was gonna run up and try to help Edith
Okay,
keep
sounds
this
good.
guy back.
Press him back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I also want to hit him on the head with the book.
We can go. We can do that. We can do that here in a sec.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. And Rose, go ahead and roll to kick some ass to try and help pin him.
Okay, -1, I think. -1. Okay, so it's 7.
7. Okay. All right. Sounds good. You are fighting with this guy, and he is just kicking away at you. You kind of distract him, but he's not able to gain any purchase on the grapple, but you are likewise not able to completely pin him. As Amelia starts to move up with her dagger, but is distracted by the splintering. And if your eyes drift over in that direction as well, you'll see that something that was disguised as concrete flooring comes apart as a great, massive creature comes pulling out of it.
Oh my god.
You see what looks like 2 mashed up corpses smooshed together. It is a melding of spinal cords into a single torso to have one that is standing up behind, powerful and brute-like, and another that is hanging upside down, face as an aspect of the body itself, but 2 arms looking out. And all of it looks on with an incredible hunger. And Gerald said,
Gerald is overcompensating.
Always has. And he says, "You think that I didn't get into this without making myself a little bit of insurance?" And now Amelia is going to shout out, "Hand me the damn book!"
Okay, do it. And I toss it her direction.
Okay, sounds good. And then she says, "And keep the damn thing off me." All
Rose,
right.
we didn't bring any knives. What were we thinking?
We were
Uh,
thinking bad. It was a bad plan.
And Gerald tries to clock Edith.
Oh, great.
Edith, he slugs at you, and it is a good shot right across the jaw. You
Ooh.
take 2 harm.
Okay.
And at that moment, there is a kicking in of the door to the basement as Michael, Thomas, and Rory come tumbling down.
Oh, thank God.
It's not her. Get Gerald. And that thing.
He just shouts out, and then the mismatched zombie comes charging towards all of you. As they make 2 different tones of moaning and growling, the nearest one to them being Rose. They move forward. Rose, you are grabbed by one set of arms, the smaller pair, as it grips you around the waist and pushes you up into a wall. The other pair seems to be reaching out to grab towards your head. It has you pressed up against, but is not yet inflicting harm. It looks hungry. Who wants to go next? Thomas, first hand up.
Yeah, I ain't letting that go. Thomas charges the creature as soon as it charges the group. And if it gets a hold of Rose and has her in danger, he's going to try to break those arms and get her free before trying to put himself between the creature and his friends.
Dark arm smash?
Oh, yeah.
All right, throw that dark arm.
Boom, 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 boom. That's going to be nice. All right. So that is a 9.
9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
You're just inflicting harm?
3 harm magic, and yeah, if it's only a 9, so it gets something back.
Okay, sounds good. You do this, and you can see it's like grotesque rotting flesh begin to fracture, and some of it like fall away in little like plopping slabs. However, as it does that, the top half like turns around, seemingly ignoring the bones that is breaking by doing so, and it shouts out and just begins to throttle at you. And you will take another 2 harm in that process.
Word. Take that down to 1 because natural armor, but ouch.
Michael, you were next hand up.
I'm going to try to help Rose escape.
Okay, sounds good. Get her out of that grapple.
Oh, nice. Boxcars. She gets out clean.
Okay, sounds good. You just like kind of barrel through, I imagine, like using your weapon and your body to just like plow into those arms. You're pretty distinctly sure you hear one of them crack, though it seems unbothered by the development. Rose, however, is free.
Get upstairs.
Edith, you were next arm up.
Okay, well, what I would like to do is use the power of heart and grab one of those chairs and hit it with an automatic 10.
Automatic 10. All right.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, 10 plus. Okay. Do you want to gain the advantage, inflict terrible harm, or force him where you want?
I inflict harm because I would like him to stop attacking us.
Okay. You are just like bashing away wildly. Gerald gets away from your grasp and just like runs to the other side of the room, waiting to see how this plays out. Rose, do you got to move?
Yep. She's gonna copy Edith because that looked smart and helpful. So she's
Ignores
gonna grab
Michael.
a chair.
Picks up the chair.
Michael's gonna
roll
be like,
to
"Oh
kick some
my god,
ass."
these two are going to die."
Oh, okay, but it was really good. I know that I have a minus though. Okay, but it's an 11.
That's still real good. Do you want to force the positioning, inflict some more harm? What do you need?
She's going to. I think she'll inflict harm because.
Okay,
she's trying
sounds
to get
good. Just wailing on it, and Rari looks at his own book like, guys, I don't know. This one's pretty out of my league. No legiosis, and rolls to find weird at it.
No legiosis.
And
Real
it does,
complicated.
and it does seem to be struck by something at the knees. But then Rory likewise just starts coughing. Is when he says that the book just seems to blast like sparks of some kind back in his face.
Oh my god!
Ah! No, fine, it's good.
You're like, aha! No, immediate backfire.
And the creature looks on, understanding that Thomas did the most danger to it, as it like pulls its entire body around and just starts hammering at you away with all 4 upper body limbs. Rose, you got something?
I would like to use my move, to protect someone and take the hit.
Take the hit. All right.
She can only do it for this situation.
Okay. So, you jump out in front of Thomas, and it strikes away, blasting with its 4 arms, and you catch a really good one in the ribs, and you're pretty sure that it's this time you hearing something snap. And then another one, like kind of an uppercut across your jaw, and you feel like a bit of whiplash. Rose, take 3 harm.
Oh, scheiße.
What part of get upstairs do you not understand?
How?
The part where you all said it and she kept doing it. And then Amelia stands up and she says, "Enough." The voice coming out deeper and more powerful as the construct then just like, and she's like breathing heavily. Her hair, formerly so immaculately kept, much like my own, is just spilling everywhere. And he looks at it for a moment and then looks at Gerald. "Baby, did you make a homunculus construct as insurance in case I didn't like you getting into Wifey Poo's books?" It was to deal with them. It wasn't. Amelia, hey, baby. Listen, I know that a lot of stuff has happened tonight, but I think we should concentrate on the fact that our house was broken into. And she just puts up a finger. Is there anything in particular that you all came to do? Is there anything that you'd like help with?
We need to reverse what he did, raising a bunch of zombies.
So it was zombies. I was right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I think that we can swing that. Do you know the names of any of them?
Garfield.
Garfield can't was their leader.
Garfield can't. Do you want me to just put them down, never to rise again? Or do you have anything else you'd like me to try?
Well, They wanted to try to ride one more time all together, but they really don't want to eat anybody else. So
What would you prefer that they eat?
can they eat other things?
Theoretically, it's higher level magic than this buffoon could manage, but one does not always go letting their undead constructs rampage about town without mind for the consequences and still leave them with the innate desire to feast upon human flesh.
He let them hurt Rose.
Thomas,
I know that you're probably quite angry, Tom. Or, sorry, she doesn't read me. I know that you're probably quite angry, sir. Trust me, anything that you could do would pale in comparison.
I can think of something that wouldn't.
Thomas, it's okay.
He's my problem.
You brought them back. You exposed them to the indignity of having to be what they are, and then you use them to hurt people. They should eat you.
It wasn't supposed to. He just kind of looks at his feet and he's shaking.
It's
And
not fun when there are consequences to your actions, is there?
Oi, Thomas. Friend.
We can't feed him to the zombies, Thomas. That's not.
Justice.
Rose
No.
is gonna take Thomas's arm. She's like, you gotta trust me. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think any of us can reverse what he did. She can. We need to work with her for now.
He hurt people. I'm sorry.
I know.
To put a bow tie on our problems, rotten vegetables sound fine. That's usually a go-to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rotten vegetables it is. I'll get that done in about an hour or so, after I finish having a spousal chat. If I may offer one piece of advice to all of you, you seem like lovely, inquisitive people, very concerned with the public good. If the public good should lead you to little old my neck of the woods, first, you ask my permission. Secondly, you default to my stance. And thirdly, you do not screw with me. Because what he did, child's play. I'll attend to what you want. Now I'd suggest you all leave.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes,
Evening, ma'am.
We'll be seeing you.
And as assuming Thomas leaves as well?
After a very, very long stare.
Yeah, Edith is just gonna grab him. Come on.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
They're dangerous.
And as Thomas is leaving, looking back at Gerald, at first it's like anger at how you're doing, and then he looks back at his wife, and then back at you, and just for a second there's a look of like, oh wait, no, God, help me, as the door closes behind you, and you exit the house.
Not gonna do that.
Let's drive out towards where the bike gang was and wait a while and see what happens.
it's a good plan.
And as the
Edith,
evening
are you
grows
okay?
dark,
Mm-hmm.
go ahead.
I'm okay. Edith?
I'm fine. I
saw
was
them-
wrong, which is annoying.
I saw them hit you. Are you sure?
Both Rose and Edith are badly bruised,
It's like,
and Rose, your left side really hurts.
it
Hey.
hurts a little bit.
Father Anthony? Yeah, we're going to add someone to the list. do a report here. Have it to you by tonight.
I wish that you two had waited.
Hold on. Did you just report her to the church?
Yes, she's a necromancer. Her husband's summoning undead. She's going to be on the list. We're going to keep an eye on her.
Okay.
It's probably smart.
I think she's a recurring character now.
I'm really not gonna mess with that lady. She's flipping crazy.
Necromancy is
She's not
dangerous.
crazy. She's evil.
That's not. I tend to agree. That's not magic you mess with if you're on the level.
In fairness, she didn't actually do anything. She
Yeah.
just
That
had the
we
book.
know of.
She does know how to do something, though, which does
She's-
perhaps warrant inclusion on a list.
She's upset that her husband screwed up her nose of how to do that sort of thing and did it incompetently.
And created a headache for them.
That could be bad down the line.
Well, when it comes down to it, he lost control of the people he raised. If he hadn't, this could have gone so much worse for so many more people.
But I know I'm saying, like, don't get me wrong, that's real bad. And, apparently several people have, died horrible deaths to zombies because of it. But on the other hand, I think we just made a bunch of vegan biker friends.
We do now have a horde.
Oh, a
I-
horde. Oh, I love hordes.
I think they're just going to ride once and then go back to the rest, was my understanding.
Actually,
We'll
I think
find out.
she just said they were going to be able to eat rotten vegetables, so I think we can go visit them again.
We'll wait
You
here.
probably want to tell them to stay out of town.
We'll see. We'll let them ride out and see what they look like, because their plan was to do one last ride. So I'm parking, near the road that goes off into the little hideout area.
You drive in that direction, and as people are put onto lists, new alliances or farewells left to be said are still lingering in the air, and the most immediate threat, at least, is vanquished. We are going to fade to black as the van drives off towards the compound. All right. It's part 2 of my first episode, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it.
That was great.
Very good. Very good.
Fun. I liked the twist.
Thank you. I didn't know if I was being too obvious or too obtuse, and all of the investigation that everybody did was absolutely reasonable. It's hard not to give somebody too many hints when they're barking up a wrong tree and put your carrot out in front of them.
No, I actually liked it. We're like, oh, we were totally in the wrong.
Yeah, well,
That scene played out exactly how I wanted, for the record.
The
With
cool
the
tension,
moments
Oh
of hey,
no!
why are you breaking in?
The cool
What are you
tension,
talking
though,
about?
is we suspected the person who was always going to lead and have us end up right there.
Yep.
So it was,
Right.
we could get the investigation incredibly wrong, but still resolve the story, which is good writing.
I'd say moderately cinematic, at least, hopefully.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Or-
Fabulously done, Dan.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone, for joining us. We will see you guys next week. I am running my first one, so we'll see what fun is in store then. And until next Tuesday, au revoir, unless anybody else has anything else to add.
No, I'm great.
Talk soon.
Have a wonderful night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye.